Wow. Welcome again.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Well, we are right on time here, so I think I will be getting everybody muted, and I am going to make it so that people are not going to be able to unmute themselves. But what I will do is start out by giving everybody a shout out and greet everybody. Good to see you. Love to wave and say hello. So welcome everybody. You know, we're going to talk today about ambition. We're going to talk today about moving ahead in this business. And honestly, Zinzino has had incredible growth. And have you been paying attention to what they're doing in so many countries? This is absolutely crazy. We're seeing so many new titles in the middle of the month even. I mean, seriously, we are so excited to see the growth of Zinzino just globally. So many people are on here on the Zoom. Welcome to everybody that is joining us, and especially to all the guests that are going to be looking in and checking out Zinzino here today. I also want to welcome everybody who is on the Facebook Live, because I know a lot of people have been writing me saying, we'll be on the road, but we're watching on live. Or maybe you're going to watch this also on the replay, because there's going to be incredible information, mostly because we have such an amazing, fantastic both business, and the reason you have a good business is because you have great potential and great products, and that's what we have. So you're going to hear so many amazing things today. I don't know, I think I've said the word amazing here, what, 10 times already? I might need to change the vocabulary out just a bit here. So we're going to get kicked off, today with one of our first speakers. I don't know if you are in Zinzino already, you know this name, you have heard his name. It's because he has grown so fast. He has an incredible organization. So many people are creating so many titles, but if you've heard him speak, you hear how he is so goal orientated. He sets his sights on things and he goes after it. And not just that, he's also great at training people of exactly what to be doing to get to his goal, or get to their goals. He has such a heart for his team, and he's just that motivator who knows how to put things together and follow the system in a way that we all can follow along. So if you don't have a pen and paper, you want to get that now. And I'd like to welcome on here let's see, you have so many titles going so fast, dear. I think it's one of the ambassadors out there. Is it Royal Ambassador? Let's find out. I didn't write it down. He's just one of those titles that's huge. I know that he's working on President here, and it won't be long, but let's bring him on here. Marco Passanante. Hey, Marco. You're going to need to unmute yourself here too. Marco, you're going to have to unmute yourself also. Oh. There we go. I'm asking Marco to unmute.
Perfect. Can you hear me now?
Sorry.
Please make me co-host as well, so I can share some slides here. I had a couple of shares I wanted to. Slides I want to share.
Yes.
But good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming here from Dubai. I was ready 3 hours ago already, because when Carla said 6 o'clock, I thought it was Dubai time. We're talking European time. So I was sitting here ready to rock and roll 3 hours ago. So I'm excited, and I could hear Carla's excited as well, using the word amazing a couple of times. Fantastic. We can never get too much of passion, right? And when I speak, you're gonna see I share from the heart. They call me Mr. Passion. Maybe it's my Italian blood, but I'm excited for coming here today and talking about a couple of things that you can do to make this your year, but also to make Zinzino your opportunity. Because I'm very passionate, being 12 years in October, I've been doing this profession full time, and I'm so excited of the potential of this company. And also, I'm so excited for you. You're on this call, you want to take it to next level. And then the good thing is, I mean, of course, all of us here are in different phases of our business. None of us can always have a business that always growing. And if we keep working when it's declining, we won't have a business always declining. The good thing is with this profession that what I heard early was that the skills you need to be successful here is skills that anybody can learn. And I know the concept there in the US about taking a shot, you know, in the morning, you take your balance oil, it's a shot. So I'm going to talk about taking a shot, because no matter who you are, you're here for a reason. I know most of you want to build a business out of this, no matter if it's for $1,000 extra. Some of you want a career income. Some of you want, or like me, when I started 12 years ago in this profession, I wanted freedom. And I saw a profession that could give me the mix of time and money, freedom. That's what I wanted. And, but I took a shot. That's what I did. I saw an opportunity and I took a shot. The question here now, are you going to take a shot? Because look at Cinzino 15 years in, it's a company that grew double digits for 15 years straight, which is unique by itself. And then looking at the timing, growing 48% last year, past 100 million, and going to go to $1 billion probably by 2026. So I can highly recommend, if you just take a piece of what you make now over the next 4 or 5 years and just put it in the Cinzino stock, that's going to be a very, very good return. I can highly recommend you to be smart with your money and reinvest in this company if you believe we're going to go to the billion. Because if you go to the billion by 2026, which I'm certain about, the stock is going to go up so many times that just from that, but also in the business, if you treat this as a business, no matter who you are, there's no limits to what you can create here. So the question is only because you are at the right time, at the right spot, at the right time, with the right people, with the right vehicle. Because also, if you're new to this business, I want you to think about one thing. Who is winning in today's economy? We are combining e-commerce and health, which is two of the biggest trends out there. So this is what I mean. You are at the right place at the right time, but will you take advantage of the timing of the opportunity? Will you take a shot? And it's here, but will you take the shot? Sadly, I can say on this picture, I didn't take the shot. The man scoring is one of the best soccer players back then, Henrik Larsson, played for the Swedish national team. And I didn't take this shot. I didn't. And this was 1.5 years before I saw this profession. And the soccer, I got stuck in second division, sadly. So I didn't reach where I wanted to go. But here, I saw an opportunity where it was in my hands. Not about, like in sports, you need a coach that believes in you. You need, to be fit so you don't get injured. There's so many factors to it. And one of the best things here is that it's in your hands. It's in your hands. So taking that shot, a couple of things I'm going to talk about. The first thing for you to take advantage of this opportunity, because when you're out there presenting for customers, you're out there presenting for business partners, you need to express the right feeling and have posture, have confidence in what you do. So a couple of things on expressing the right feeling is, of course, I would say 3 things I think you should ask yourself. And I recommend you take time doing this after this event. Most of you won't. That's why most of the won'ts won't have what most don't. My mentor, my sponsor, when I started in this profession, he told me, one of the first days he said, Marco, if you want to have what 1 out of 1,000 people can have, then you also have to be willing to do what 1 out of 1,000 people are willing to do. So if you don't know the answers to these questions, write this down. First, why do I do this? Because then it comes down to vision, right? If you have a clear vision, people follow a person with a vision. This is what, if you look at all the history makers in the past, if you look at all the movement creators in the past that changed the course of history, when it comes to vision, they had three things in common. One, clarity in their vision, right? Clarity. Two was clarity in a plan, a clear plan that gave confidence to their followers. And number three, they had the ability to communicate that vision. So why do you do this? You have to be able to answer this. Have to have a clear vision. And then I want what really connected my heart with my brain and built a bridge between that in my early days in the career was when I wrote down why this company, so write down, why is Cinzino a tool that can take me to where I want to go in life? Why can Cinzino give me the life I want? So when I was new, I wrote down, it can give me time and money for me in a mix. I'm helping people with their health. I'm doing something with a purpose that gives me meaning. And so writing down and connecting what you want out of your life with this as a tool, because Cinzino can be for you whatever you want it to be. If it's to help people with health, you can do that here. You do that here. Just getting people in balance. You're really helping them with health. Helping people stabilizing their financial situation, you can do that here. If it's create total financial freedom, it's possible. Absolutely. Takes more work than if you just want to make $500 a month. Absolutely. But it's possible. So write down why this is a tool that can give you what you want out of life. Because then when you know that deep inside, you will express a total different feeling. And three is why do I do people a favor when I invite them? I've been one of the top recruiters 5 years straight now with a company, and it's easy if I express the right feeling by knowing my vision, knowing why I do this, connect my brain with the heart and why Cinzino can give me what I want, and then knowing that if it's a potential customer, I'm doing them a favor. I'm changing their life by knowing if they're in balance, and if they're not in balance, I'm really changing their life by getting them in balance. So it's really about knowing why you do this and connect the heart there, because then you will go out there and you will express the right feeling, so you attract people. It's too easy if you're not clear in these things, it's easy to repel people. Because people can really feel when you're out there sharing from your heart. And if you really invite from the heart, you will attract people. And this is the beautiful thing with this business. You can lead with the heart. Go out and bless people with a great products, with a great opportunity. And so it's all about expressing the right feeling. Then it's about moving in the right direction. So out there, you know why you do this, but then it's all about moving in the right direction. And what am I talking about here? I'm talking about taking the right actions, having the right habits. I know all of you, most of you saw the mastermind event, and Arjuna talked about, the slide edge, and talked about the daily method operation with that daily chart. I highly recommend do that chart, because moving in the right direction is just the right habits, smaller daily activities combined with time. Good decisions over time, right decisions, right habits over time. This is what will create your future. So just look at how you're behaving today. What did you eat today? There you can see your future health. What kind of activity do you take in your business? You can see your results. So the habits I can give you my 6 habits I always have in this business that always have created a growing business year over year, sometimes of course stagnant, but then I go back and really increase these 6 habits to turn it around again. So as soon as I see it going downwards, I just speed up these 6 habits. So the right habits in the business: inviting people. And then some people are there, yeah, but who should I invite? I already contacted everybody. Yeah, if you have nobody to call, you know what to do? Call somebody else. And who is somebody else? Somebody said no. I call them and just ask them, see their timing today, and just or asking people for references. People said no, but maybe they were, they were not negative, but they were not for them or not the right timing. I just call them up and ask them one question, the magic question: who do you know? And then you just fill in. That's into health. That's a leader. Whatever you need there. Who do you know? Just calling people. Say, hey, the business we talked about? Lucas, you said the business was not for you, but we're expanding. We're in expansion phase right now. And who do you know that's a leader? Or who do you know that's into health? Who do you know? And just fill in whatever you need. Who do you know that can be right for this? Who do you know that I need to know? So just inviting, habit 1. There's always people to invite. You can go online, normal days, you can just go to local Starbucks, open conversations with people by just asking them questions, see what it leads to. So inviting, presenting, following up. This is the 3 habits that the basic, right? To make the business grow. Invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. That's 3 other habits. Invite, present, follow up. Number 4, who am I helping winning right now? Meaning, who is my next smart bronze, fast silver? Who's working towards a rank? Who has a goal that I'm working together with them to realize their goal? So number 4 is to strategies, right? Who am I running? Who am I helping winning? Number 5, promoting the next event. Promoting the next event. When is the next event? Always promoting the next event. So back to 4, the strategies: who am I running? Who am I helping winning? If you have nobody, simple. Go back to invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. I recommend always to have a lot of prospects in your pipeline, because if you talk to 15, 20 at the same time, odds are somebody's going to be in the right timing in their life this month. And to increase that odds that somebody has the right timing, is just talking about 2 more people. And the 6th habit, it's all about growing myself, right? What am I doing to grow myself today? So that's the 6 habits I always focus on. Invite, present, follow up. Of course, in inviting is meeting new people included. If you don't have anybody to invite, so be creative on that. Invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. Who am I running? That I'm helping running towards their goal. And then promote the next event. And then personal development. So that's with those right habits every day. Am I being stagnant? My business is stagnant or not going the way I want, not growing to the speed that I want, which, hey, is always right. My business is never going to the speed that I want. Last year went from 7,000 to 18,000 customers. So yeah, it's growing well, but the goal was 20,000. So I even missed my goal. So my business, I mean, it's always like that. The business is not really growing, but as soon as you feel stuck, stagnant, go back to invite, present, follow up, invite, present, follow up, invite, present, follow up, invite, present, follow up. Then checking with your team who has a goal, and you have to help them believe it's possible, show them the way. So moving the right direction in your life, it's all about habits, right? Creating those right habits. And then the next point, getting better results for the same effort. Okay, so now you decided why you do this. You're leading with the heart, your passion. You start getting the posture because you're expressing the right feeling. You're creating the right habits, and now it's all about getting better results for the same effort, and that's about growth. All about growth, business growth, personal growth. So, what are you doing to grow in your skills today for your business? Invite, present, follow up, promoting events, attending events. What are you doing to be more effective in your presentation? And growth, what are you reading? What are you listening to? Who are you associating with? And when it comes to growth, it's not only about reading, listening, associating. Many are too much on the personal development path. Oh, I'm reading 3 hours a day. Really good. How many presentations are you doing a day? No, I don't know. How many presentations did you do last week? 1. Yeah, stop reading 3 hours. Start taking half of that time. 1 hour is enough for you today, but because you will grow much more if you're a silver gold by inviting, presenting, following up. You have to be in the action mode. Action mode, action mode, action mode. Then you combine it with the reading, because just reading without implementing, reading and learning without taking the action, it's too slow then. It's about taking the action, having the conversations, getting a no, screwing up an invitation, and then analyzing, wow, I didn't do well on that invitation. What can I do better next time? So this is why I believe this business is too easy to have success in. Because the skills you need, invite, present, follow up, promoting events, attending events, it's too easy to learn. Of course, it's nothing you do in 1 week, but when I played soccer, I brought the same mindset here. Or think about your job. We say you have a job where somebody has a job on folding brochures. They get a brochure, they fold it, they put it here, they get a brochure, they fold it, they put it here, they get a brochure, they fold it, they put it here, they get a brochure, they fold it, they put it here, 8 hours a day, or 5 hours, and then lunch, whatever you do. When did you take 3 hours to just train on invitation? Soccer for me, do you think it was funny to be a soccer goalkeeper? I love the games. The trainings were so mundane. Can you imagine? Every training start with, I come out to 10 minutes. They just shoot the ball. Good. Just catch it, throw it out, okay? Warm up, and then down to my right, ball, down to my left, down to my right, down to my left. And then after that, great, 40 minutes crosses. Shoot a cross, I come out, goalkeeper, boop, throw it out there. Goalkeeper, oop, 30 minutes, just jumping, catching balls, 30 minutes straight, 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 30 minutes straight. Do you understand how boring that is? But I love the games and I wanted to be good at what I was doing. So my question to you is, when was the last time you took 45 minutes and just trained the invitation? When did you take 1 hour and just train the presentation? And advice if you want to be really good at this. When I present for people, I often hear, like when I sit out, like, wow, you have answer to everything. You're like, it just comes so natural for you. Yeah, but I've done the 10,000 hours of exercise. What I mean with this is, early career, as soon as I had a prospect that asked me a question and I didn't have a good answer, I wrote down that question. And then after, I sat at home and wrote down potential good answers to that question. After a couple of years, of course it comes natural, because I've analyzed. I get a question, a hard prospect, I couldn't answer it well, write it down and write down potential really good answers. Will change everything for you, change your posture, make you feel much more safe. So it's all about growth. If you become better than you are today, you're going to get the same results for the same efforts. So it's all about growing yourself, right? Of course, your people as well. But at the end of the day, the only security that my tomorrow is better than my today is that I'm growing. Because if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, or you want to be a millionaire, first you have to become one, right? So it's all about the becoming process. That's the beauty of you out taking action. And then of course, reading and listening, associating, the mix, you will grow. Automatically you will grow, because instead of sitting there and watching the TV, waiting for time, and you just show what sells is exaggerating, shocking news that draws your attention, right? So they can make money and they can have more viewers. Same with the telephone, and just fight social media, just doing everything to win your time. Don't fall into that trap. Have limitations. This is why I will say, use your calendar. I write down, if it's Sunday, tomorrow, 5 to 6 o'clock, 1 hour invitation. Put alarm clock, boom, comes up, 5 o'clock, inviting 1 hour. Put everything aside and just invite, or if it's training presentation, focused. Because if you are where you are, you get better results for the same efforts. Be where you are, meaning if you have 1 hour invitation, you do 1 hour invitation. If you're going to do 7 presentations this week, then you do that. So looking at, then when we get this right, we're expressing the right feeling, but know why we do it. And then we created habits. So we move in the right direction, and then we get in the same, better results for the same effort because we're growing. Then go into consistency, right? The discipline of keep moving. You keep doing what you said you're gonna do, right? You set up a plan, 7 presentations. Blah, blah, blah. I've been speaking Swedish and Italian a lot today. Sometimes you keep moving, and you set up that goal and plan, like in the calendar. Today, invitation, this amount of presentations. And this year, if you wanna take your life one step ahead this year, remember the phrase, a little bit more. That's what it takes. Just a little bit more intentional in what you do and how you act, little warmer, a little bit more love at home, a little more action, just extra call today, make that extra presentation a little bit more thoughtful to environment, a little bit more of kindness to surroundings, a little bit more in every area will change your life. A little bit more. If you did 5 presentations last week, or the average is 3 a week, a little bit more, 4 or 5, just a little bit more. A little bit more with time will take you there. And then under, you see the line, underline, equals D. D stands for discipline. And this is, you probably heard about Einstein's relativity theory. This is Passanante success theory. The upper line is, when you feel like doing the job, you're motivated, maybe at an event like this, you're gonna feel a little more inspired. And then life will come in the way. It does that for everybody. We're just human beings. So the days you don't feel like it, when you're down, motivation is down, this is the days you prove to yourself that you have what it takes to be successful. This is the days that you have the chance to distance yourself from the average results. It's what you do when you don't feel like it. Because if you take action, then it goes up, and then you feel motivated again, and equals D, the discipline to just do what you said you're gonna do. Stop overthinking. Just think, how many presentations shall I do per week? How many invitations shall I do per week? And just put it in the calendar, and then just act on it. The daily method operation of inviting, presenting, and following up, promoting next event. Who am I helping? And then personal growth. Just a little bit more than you did last year. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more with time, and you will get there. So my homework for you now, I want you to write down right now, take paper and pen. If you sit in the half sleep in your sofa, yeah, we're gonna see you next year, same results you're having today. It's obvious. But if you want a little more result, I want a number. I want you to make a commitment. What does that a little bit more mean to you? Just a little bit more, just a little bit more, a little bit more this year. I want you to write down your number of how many presentations per week are you going to do this year. Write down this number. How many presentations per week is the minimum, the lowest standard you will accept this year? What is the minimum? I'll give you an example. When I was new back in January 2009 in this profession, I was working 10 hours a day for a big newspaper. I was playing soccer in 2nd division every night. I left my home 7 in the morning, come back 10 at night. I just made a decision. I'm gonna give these 7 presentations per week, no matter what, for 1 year. Because they said, when I got started, they said, my biggest advice I can give you is be here 1 year from now. having taken action. Just decide a number and do that for 1 year, and you will be glad you did. Don't talk yourself out of something like, oh, I wonder if that will work. No. Stop wondering and start doing. Do it for 1 year and you will see, and you will be glad that you did. But that number, you're gonna stick to it. 2 months into my career, approximately 2 months in, back in 2009, it was a Sunday. I had 2 cancellations and I had done 6 presentations that week and I had to do 7. I started calling people. Nobody could meet me. I started calling for references. I just cold contacted people. I got for references for people. And I didn't get anybody to meet me. So what did I do? Because I couldn't accept lower than that. Because if you accept some slipping, it's going to become a habit. So I drove to the gas station. I already had gas in my car, but I put some extra gas in it, walked in with brochure and a sample of the products, started talking. Was a man inside here. Started talking to him. So how long have you worked here? Yeah, you enjoy it? Yeah. What do you want to do in the future? Started talking. We ended up me doing a presentation for him, drawing, explaining, showing, and he was not interested. But I was focusing on the activity. I was focused on the activity, not on the results. Because 7 a week, I believe, would give me a good residual after 12 months. This is the days that you will be tested. You won't feel like it. Things will come into it. Somebody signs up, they resend the package the day after. What do you do these days? A Sunday, you committed to 7 now. You wrote down maybe 5, 6, 10, 7. And then comes the Sunday, you're 2 away. Will you do whatever it takes to get that done? And it's back to clarity in the vision. I create a vision board. I put next to the TV, next to my computer, bathroom mirror with my ideal life. So every day sitting at home, seeing pictures of my ideal life that I really wanted, it was uncomfortable not making those calls. So what is your number? You just committed to that number for the rest of this year. Stick to that and you will have better results. I took the shot. And on this picture, I actually took the shot big time with a big save here. But we all here with Cinzino, I would say it's once or twice in a lifetime you will come across an opportunity like this with the kind of timing, 15-year company, it's just the start of the start now. We're so perfectly positioned. We have the same compensation plan. We have the same products. The only variable is you. So really make sure you know why you do this. So you start expressing the right feeling. And then create those right habits. So you start moving in the right direction. And then make sure you grow so you get the better result for the same efforts and become a more effective communicator, leader, presenter. And then have that number clear and take advantage of the timing of the opportunity. Because this is your shot. Thank you, Carla.
I love that. And it really is about taking that shot, isn't it? I mean, I think we all kind of have that feeling about, you know, the goalie doing this. And like you said, invite, present, follow up. And you just keep doing that and you start getting results. But, you know, Marco, you've done this for so long and you have been getting so many results. So, you know, it is about taking that shot. And isn't this the perfect timing for it?
As I said, and you people can throw around, oh, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I have to tell you, this is one for real. It really is, Carla. I've never been so excited and we're so well positioned. It really is once, maximum twice in a lifetime opportunity.
Awesome. Well, Marco, you know, I was so excited for you to come on just to see all the, you know, you could feel your excitement. I think that's one of the things that is so great and see all the training that you do and so duplicatable because like you said, it's like, it's crazy how easy this really is if you just get out there, invite, present, follow up, and start building up yourself. So thank you for taking the time for the last 3 hours waiting.
Thank you very much, Carla. Thank you for your passion and your leadership. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, I hope you got, we're just as excited about listening to Marco. I couldn't keep up taking notes fast enough. I think I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this because that was so much amazing information. And yeah, it is about building up the business, and there's different things that we can do. We just need to really learn it. So our next speaker coming on here, I have known him for quite a long time and definitely just absolutely admired him for his leadership. And then just less than 2 years ago, I don't know when I got muted, but let's make sure that you heard all of that. So I want to invite on our next speaker. The next speaker, I've known him for a while, for years, admired everything about him, his leadership. You know, you could just feel the personal development he's been through. He's had a big team. And, you know, just less than 2 years ago, he became the managing director of North America for Zinzino. And that's exciting also. So I'm going to bring him on here now, our amazing Mr. Art Jonak. Hello, Art. Okay, let me just make sure, because I did make him co-host. I know it has to be me that does that. And maybe he had to jump on.
All right, there we go. There we go. Hi, Carla.
Hello, Art. I'm so glad you're on. I have to be in charge of those putting up the co-host, and I kind of get a little distracted here, but I'm excited to have you on. Art, there's so much incredible happening now. It's crazy.
It is. And Carla, you're doing an amazing job. I know how stressful it can be to host an event, and then you click on grid view and you say, my gosh, there are 100+ people. I don't even see, I might be even many, many more.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm scrolling through all the grids, and it's all these beautiful faces and excitement, and people are paying attention and taking notes. And then you've got to mute and unmute. And I see, you know, Amy's here, our superstar. Many of you don't know, she's kind of famous, and Arlo and Julieta. I see Dave Ives from the Emirates down there from Dubai. I mean, just amazing. And I see a lot of new faces, you know, so welcome everybody. And then I see a lot of veterans that, you know, they might know everything that Marco said, right? In Dave's case, Marco's his sponsor. He probably has heard that presentation a few times. And yet he and his wife are sitting here looking for that one extra nugget, that one more piece of information that could be that 1% advantage for their organization, because they're killing it, right? There's a lot of people that are doing amazing here. And then there are many of us saying, hey, I want a piece of that, right? I see Ranjana on there. Ranjana, hi, good to see you. You know, she's always energetic and moving forward and asking me questions and building Canada and building the US, and setback happens. She says, no problem, we'll get over it, next thing. And I think there are many of you, and Ranjana, you're one of them. And I could say it for UC. I mean, there's just so many of you here that on a call last week, we talked about, Carla, that no matter what, even if it's your fault, it's your responsibility. Right? We talked about how to really set the tone for 2021. And when I changed that thinking in my mind many, many years ago, I said, no matter what, it's my responsibility. Tree falls through my roof. That guy did that. He didn't trim it the right way. Doesn't matter. Not my fault, but 100% my responsibility. And as we had Marco on here, who did an incredible job, it's just so fun to watch him grow. I remember first time meeting him, and then we took a cruise together many years ago. And just every time I see him present, he becomes better. Every time I see him, you know, share information, it's with more confidence. And that's the deal, right? We are the product. Ultimately, we have amazing products. We got the Balance Oil, we've got the Ascent, right? We've got the Viva, we've got all these amazing looking products. We got the Revo. I mean, come on, this is like the sexiest product I've seen in a long, long time. But we've got these amazing products. But ultimately, we are the product. And we have a saying in Silicon Valley that the product is never done, right? So if you look at Apple, they're always upgrading it to the new iPhone, the new iOS. If you drive a Tesla, you always wake up and all of a sudden the software has been upgraded, right? And what we're seeing here is we're seeing so many of us, and I'm looking at you, right? I'm scrolling through all the people here. It's amazing. Is I'm seeing you constantly improving your software, right? You're always upgrading, you're improving. I watch Julieta. I mean, I'm just amazing how much her software is being upgraded, how much better she is. And if we do that as an organization, Carla, just you as well, I mean, gosh, you went through the fire last year. I mean, we could spend 2 hours here telling your story, but gosh, you took mega challenges in your life and you turned it into lemonade, and you're better today than you were since I've ever known you, right? And that's incredible because we have this community that's there as well to support us. And so the first thing I would say as we get going here is accept that you're the project, right? Our job. If I started in this business, I was a 1 out of a scale of 1 to 10. Like maybe I was a -1. Like I'm shocked that my sponsor sponsored me. I think that it was kind of a mistake for him. But over time, I became from -1 to 0, and from 0 to 1, and from 1 to 2 because I started working on me, right? And I was able to sponsor a few 1s and a few 2s and a few 3s. I couldn't sponsor 8s or 10s. They wouldn't listen to me. But over time, I started upgrading myself. And over time, my organization started to have higher quality people in it. And eventually there was a 7 that joined, and an 8, and the organization started to duplicate. And so we're seeing that. And I want to just say, I love you all. Like I really do. Because I know how much courage it takes to step out from having a job or somebody telling you what to do this and get paid this. And many of us, having a job is great. I think it's wonderful. But if if you want to supplement that job income and get ahead financially, Zinzino is wonderful. And if at some point you want to be like Dave or Marco or Julieta or Carla and say, I just want to leave that job behind, that's great too. But it happens because we're all working on each other. So Carla, thank you for hosting this. Marco, what an amazing job you did. And all of you here, thank you for joining us. Because yes, this is part of building Zinzino, but more importantly, it's about building you. So you're here to go learn that one more thing. So big congratulations. If you're on the screen, just give a big congratulations to everybody for showing up and believing in yourself, because we believe in you. And here's the final thing is I believe every one of you. As I'm scrolling here, let me scroll some more. I think you were put on this earth, whatever your beliefs are, right? Let me not go too much into the beliefs, but I believe that you were put on this earth with certain greatness in you, right? We can't all be amazing goalies like Marco, right? But we all have certain, gifts. We all been given certain talents that we need to work on and flourish. And I know that every one of you, there's probably 1,000, maybe 2,000, maybe 10,000 people, maybe 100,000 people that are counting on you to become the best version of you. Right? When you become the best version of you, you're going to go impact some people. And for me personally, I find it a little bit selfish for me not to get better every day, because I could maybe impact one more person, that person that's waiting for me to become great. So my hope is that as we go into 2021 here, that we all become visionaries of who we can become, right? And if we do that, great things are going to happen. So part of today is about becoming master storytellers, right? So if you were to say, Art, if I could only learn 2 things, 2 skills this year that could have maybe the biggest impact on my Zinzino business, here's what I would tell you. 1, become a great storyteller, right? Become a great storyteller. People will listen to stories. If you're sitting in a doctor's office, waiting room, and you say, hey, Julieta, did you hear about Jose and what he did yesterday? And then I start whispering, and everybody in the room is going to be like leaning in, trying to hear what I'm telling Julieta about Jose, right? Or about Marco or something. Hey, Dave, did you hear about Marco, what he did? And then Dave's going to lean forward, and everybody else in that room is going to lean forward because it's a story, right? People love stories because they want to know how it ends. So if you did one thing, was become a great storyteller. And there are many forms of stories. Today, we're going to talk about the story of your product, right? You tried the product, and what was your story? Telling the story of other people, right? We're going to hear some amazing stories today on the product side, and you can take notes and say, hey, let me tell you the story of Amy. Here's Amy's product story. So you have your own product story and then other people's product story. Number two, in North America, as you start accumulating customers, you're going to start getting a really nice customer income story, right? Because you can start making some really good money accumulating customers. So that's the next story we want to get really good at. Number three is your team building story. You started to build a left team and a right team. You started to leverage. You started to wake up one day and said, hey, I didn't put in that much work today, but I still got paid. Somebody on my team did some work. That's amazing, right? That's new. And then at the closing today, I'm going to share with you a specific formula that you can create a story, even if it's your first day, even if you don't have a product story yet, even if you don't have an income story yet. I'm going to show you a formula that if you've been in 1 day or you've been in 500 days, if you have 0 customers or you got 100,000 customers, the same formula. And I'm going to close with that on today's training. Very specific, easy to follow formula that you can all use, right? We might even do a little bit of role playing with that. So that's number one, learn your stories, right? If that was the skill set, and then teach your team how to tell stories. And here's the great thing is I'm looking at everybody, Elaine and Leslie and Bibi and Haley and all of you, right? And Carol, Marilyn, all of you. Here's what I know without question. Hi, Marilyn. I know without question that you know how to tell a story, right? So I'm not asking you to do something that's like digging ditches or send a rocket to the moon or anything, nothing like that, right? I'm going to ask you to do something that you've done before. And how do I know that? Is because most of you have probably at least read a story to a child at some point, right? We've all read stories and we've all shared stories. And if I said by a show of hands, what's easier to do? Share a whole bunch of facts or share stories? And if I said stories, how many of you would raise your hands? That's right, stories, right? Stories are the easier one to share because you don't have to remember so much stuff, so many facts. And my little one, she's downstairs right now. Her name's Fia. She's 7. And if I really need her to go to sleep, I'm going to tell her bedtime facts. But if I want her to kind of be awake with me, I'm going to tell her a story, right? But bedtime facts knock her out right away. So as we're sharing, let's also focus on sharing stories as much as we can. If there's something interesting, find a way to share it in a story format. So that's number one. And then number two, if I were to say, if you could learn just one skill, a second skill to build your business, and that is to put butts in seats, right? And yeah, I said it, butts, B-U-T-T, right? Put butts in seats. And what that means is get good at getting other people on events like this, right? Get good at inviting them to a Zoom call like this, where Marco can share the information, right? Where Dave or Carla can share the information, and you're just good at putting them in front of the information, and then you're letting the other people do all the hard work. And so what does that look like in 2021? Well, in 2020, it looked like this, right? A lot of Zoom calls. In 2021, putting butts in seats is going to mean getting people in front of Zoom calls, but also there's going to be a green light, right? Green light's coming, and we're going to be able to put butts in seats in real living rooms and kitchens and hotel rooms. And if you could just get good at inviting with urgency and putting people in front of the Marco Passanantes of the world and letting them do the presentation, you could still do a great business. So you wouldn't have to have all the skills that Marco has, because you could just lean in on what he's doing by putting them in front of the Marcos. So those are the two things. Today, we're going to focus on storytelling. So Carla, I know what we're starting with is the product stories, is the first thing we want to talk about. Basically, what happened to you when you use this nCino product, right? That will be interesting to others. People are always interested. Hey, I took this, what happened? And if the answer is you don't have a product story, well, we need to create one, right? So start using the products. If you don't have a product story, take notes on the next few people that are going to share theirs so you can share their product story. No excuses. And your personal story is very powerful. Again, you need to have, there's a 30-second version to a 3-minute version. Over time, just like our 10 core commitments talk about, right? One of the 10 core commitments is be a product of the product and start to develop at least 3 product stories. So you've got to have a product story for the Viva, have a product story for the balance oil, have a product story for the Xenobiotic, right? Have at least 3 product stories that you can quickly share. And when you start to share your product stories, other people on your team will start doing the same. And that's where the magic happens as well. So before we start the product story, Carla, I want to share a quick tip. So here is what we call is a shot glass. Now, how many of you know what a shot glass is? Raise a hand, show me. Okay, many of you have been to college. Okay, that's good to know, right? In college, we kind of learned what a shot glass is. So this is a shot glass. Inside this shot glass, I've got a little bit of something that we all have access to, water, H2O. So how many of you have access to water, right? Everybody has access to water. How many of you think of your prospects and your customers have access to water? All of them, right? We all have access to water. So most of us have some kind of a shot glass and most of us have some water. Now, what most people may not have is this awesome product called balance oil. Here's the thing. There's a few people that can drink this straight. Now, I'm not one of those people, right? Carla, she can drink it straight. My daughter, Julie, drinks it straight, no problem. I don't know where you fall into that category. Maybe you're great at drinking it straight, maybe not. Julieta, drinking it straight, boom, no problem. For me, there was always a little hesitation. For my wife, a little bit of hesitation. For our CEO's wife, Doug's wife, she had a little bit of hesitation. Now, I could do by a show of hands how many of you have hesitation or had a customer with some hesitation, and I'm sure there's some. So if you can drink it straight, Marilyn, I see you have a customer that has hesitation. If they don't drink it straight or they have a challenge drinking it straight, and I was talking to Michelle, our head of customer support yesterday, and one of the customers called up and said, hey, I just, I've tried taking the oil with juice. I've tried doing a shooter of coffee afterwards. How many of you have been down that path, right? Putting in yogurt, trying to figure out a way to take it. And Michelle knows that what I'm about to share with you, so she shared it with her and the customer was so excited. So you take the shot, you put water in it. Can you all see the water? Then I pour some of the balance oil in there. See, the balance oil is at the top. It rises to the top. Here's the thing that a lot of bartenders know is they put the strong alcohol and the weak alcohol in one shot. The strong alcohol rises to the top, the weak alcohol stays to the bottom, so that when you take the shot, you only taste the weak alcohol. Well, guess what? The exact same thing works with the balance oil. When I take this right now, here I go. I'm taking the whole thing. Look at that. All I taste is the grapefruit citrus taste. Now, I know some of you that may have a hesitation with this. Dave's like, holy moly, he's all, clapping and stuff. Let me tell you, it took me 72 hours to get rid of that. Oh, here comes the oil. Now I have empty bottles in my house because everybody in my family is just drinking oil. They're just taking shots, shot. We're going to be at 1-to-1 before you know it, the whole family, because they're just so happy taking the shots. So take your shot, right? So if you run across people that we're trying to build their product testimonial and they should be taking the balance oil and they have that little hesitation, get them a shot glass, put some water in there, pour the oil in there, done, okay? So that's my tip to building a stronger stories that are happening out there, and then increasing how long people take the product, because the longer they take the product, the more likely they are to see the results. And here's the other part. I don't know what the number is for you, but ultimately, you're going to find some people, and there's a lot of us on here right now, that you're going to take this product for life. It's your nutrition for life, right? It's a balance for life. You're going to take it and you're going to say, this is a product I'm taking for the rest of my life. Maybe you need to get 5 customers to get that one that's going to take it for life. And Julieta really hammers this home so well. She's like, I'm just looking for the people that are going to take this forever. But not everybody's going to take it forever when you sign them up. But now that we've got the shot, take your shot in life, like Marco said, or take your shot of balance oil. Maybe instead of 1 out of every 5 are going to take it for life, 1 out of 3 are going to start taking it for life, right? We're going to increase the number of people that are taking it for life. And once you have 100,000 customers in your organization that are saying, hey, I'm going to take this product for life, you've got an income for life. Think about that. Like, that's incredible. So there's the shot insight that I think is going to make a big difference inside of our businesses in 2021. Carla, I'm going to take it over to you. Hey, look at that. Rodney said, I just proved our theory with a shot. So Rodney just took his shot and he's like, this is amazing. I know UC out there in LA, he was skeptical, then he did it. He's like, what? This is awesome. So the stories are coming in. UC's giving me a thumbs up. So Carla, let's go to some product testimonials, and everybody else, instead of just listening to the stories, start taking notes and say, okay, this is Amy, and here's what happened to her. So that you can say to your next prospect, here's my story. And then let me tell you about my friend Amy up in Minnesota. Here's what happened to her. All right. So Carla, I'm handing it over to you.
Exciting. I know. I love, everybody always talks about, the taking that shot, or, they're taking the shot anyway. And it really does fit so many things. I mean, it ties together with, taking the shot that Marco was taking, or taking the shot, or actually taking a shot on Zinzino, because perfect timing to be taking the shot. And the stories are definitely what people remember. It's that feeling of the meeting. So we're going to hear some stories here. Now, we've asked some people to be ready to unmute themselves, and I'm hoping, because not everybody could be connected here on the chat, so maybe check and see if somebody's been writing you to make sure we're going to unmute you. And when it's time, make sure if you are also on, we can unmute you, but you might need to unmute yourself. So we'll get things ready. So let's take our first Zinzino story here. Welcome, Diane, you are on.
Hello, great information, Art and Carla. My story was a little different. My shoe fell off. And you might think, what does that mean? Well, before Zinzino, and I had been on a very high dose omega-3, but when that shoe fell off, I knew something was working inside that was different than anything I'd had before. I had so much swelling around my big toe. I have a big bone that's had so much swelling around, I couldn't fit shoes normally. So it was just really a lot of flip-flops, and that flip-flop fell off. So I knew something was working. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
So I'd love to hear that. What was your before and after numbers? Just wondering.
I was 8 point something to 1. And then after the 4 months, I was 3.6 to 1.
Love that. Okay. And it really made a difference when you can wear a shoe or not. That's a life changer.
And there's a lot of benefits that have come up since then, but that's one people remember, because it's just not something that just happens. You know something's working inside.
Love that. You know something's working inside. Fantastic. We're going to take our next story. This will be Carol Roquette.
Hi there.
Hi, dear.
Okay, my product story is, well, I started Zinzino thinking I was healthy, but I had lots of pain. Fibromyalgia, plantar fasciitis, migraine headaches, Lyme's disease, and doctors had me on pain medications, muscle relaxers, sleeping pills, and I didn't think there was any options. I was already doing holistic things and trying different modalities, and nothing was working, and I was giving up, literally. And then my dear friend Carol said, my daughter's coming to town, you need to come listen to her. And I said, out of respect for her, I did that, and I started the balance oil. And I knew, because I was already on an omega-3, that my test was going to be good, but it wasn't. It was 8.5 to 1, and I was shocked. And so I started the process, and 120 days later, my test score was 2.1, 2.4 to 1. And after doing inventory, I realized I didn't have any symptoms. I was pain-free. And so this stuff really, really works. And there's nothing else out there.
I love that, Carol. Fantastic story. It does make that much of a difference. Well, let's go on to the next person then. Silva, are you available? Let's see if we've got the next one. Maybe not. We'll maybe come back to you. Okay, we're gonna come back to Silva. And I know it's a Spanish name, so I'll probably just slaughter it. Bastillos. Bastillos. But we'll have you on as soon as we get you unmuted here. Let's go on to Lucy. Lucy?
Hi, Carla.
Hi, dear.
Thank you. My name is Lucy, and I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. And moving to Las Vegas in 2009, after certain years, I developed. It really affected my skin, so I developed rosacea, which gave me a lot of flare-ups and acne type, very painful. I tried so many products for so many years. Many doctors I visited, and these flare-ups would just continue on maybe every other month. It was almost always impossible to get rid of it and to cover it all the time. So when I started on Zinzino, I believe that within the first week and almost 2 weeks, I started noticing a difference. The redness started disappearing, and then after a period of 6 weeks, I noticed it was completely clear, and I was amazed. I mean, I decided to give it a shot, hoping, especially during the pandemic, that, well, I'm at home. I mean, what do I have to lose? And ever since then, it really it brought a big change in my skin, and people now are asking me, "Wow, you look so great." My skin has never been as better as it is now. I mean, it's healthier. Yes, and glowing and beautiful, and I feel younger. So it's amazing. I love Zinzino. I love the serum.
I love that. And actually, Lucy, if it's okay with you, we did get a picture from you. Is it okay that we share your picture?
Absolutely. I would love you to. Yes, please.
There we go.
Yeah, so the pictures where you can see the rosacea, it actually did, that was around June. That's when it was really, really bad. And like I said, I've tried everything. I've taken everything. I've been on antibiotics and everything, and other dermatologist medication that was just, drying my skin and itching. It was really, really bad.
I love that. And so thank you for sharing the picture. And, it really does make a difference in how you look. So
yeah, right now, well, I have bangs on, but you can see like my face is like,
look
I
at
love
you.
my skin. I love my skin. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Congratulations. You look absolutely beautiful, Lucy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going to go to Randy. Randy, welcome here.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good, Randy. Good to see you.
You too. Hey, it's awesome to hear that there's others that have benefited from these products, just like I have, especially when it comes to the autoimmune disease, because I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, or not fibromyalgia, I'm sorry, ankylosing spondylitis, which fuses all your joints and everything together. I was on trying painkillers and everything to help with the pain. I was introduced to the balance oil in 2017 from our European friends, and I noticed a difference within probably about 2 weeks. I was able to get off all the painkillers. I was just feeling great, feeling much better. I tried to commit suicide a couple times just because the depression was so bad, and that happens when you deal with a lot of chronic pain. I think the game changer was the Viva. I was introduced to the Viva in 2018, and I haven't looked back. My quality of life is back. I have my life back, and these products are amazing. And I share it with everybody that I can when I come in contact with them.
I love that. Well, that was definitely a life-changing story for you, Randy. Thank you for coming on and telling your story.
You're welcome.
Okay, so appreciate that. We are going to go, we're going to try Sylvia again. And Sylvia, we are going to unmute you, but you might need to be pushing the button also to unmute yourself. Let's see if we can get you unmuted here.
Hi.
Oh, good.
Hi, can you hear me? Oh,
Yes,
perfect.
we can. Hi, dear.
Thank you, Carla. Hi. Hi, my name is Silvia Bustillos. I'm from El Paso, Texas. So I have been a customer of Cincino since 2 years ago and a partner for a year. And I will say that almost 10 months ago is when I started using the Xenobiotic, and it has been a huge improvement in my health. Although I already was taking the Balance Oil and the Viva, and I wanted to try out the Xenobiotic because I had a lot of digestive issues. So I saw a lot of improvement right away. I could say that probably after 2 weeks, my digestion was 100% fine. And well, the inflammation in my stomach, everything improved really, really quick. So I really recommend this Xenobiotic because it truly works. Along with the Balance Oil, I think it's amazing. It changes a lot, and I could say maybe I reduce my size on because of that. Yeah.
I love that, Sylvia. It was so good to hear it. Yes, I did slaughter your last name.
No problem.
But I love it. Well, thank you for sharing your story, dear. I'm so appreciative.
Thank you.
So all the products have really been making a difference, but we are going to take some more because I hope that you're getting so much out of it. It just kind of gives you that good feeling to hear all these stories. Okay, let's go to Tanya. Tanya or Tanya? I love to hear these stories because I don't even hear them. So Tanya, if you're on, make sure that you also push the unmute button. Okay, let's work on that one also. That's how it goes when you're live. So let's see if we get her unmuted, and maybe make sure that Tanya, you get your own button unmuted also. And until then, we're going to go to Aurora. Aurora.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Hey, dear.
Hi. I apologize for the echo. So I started taking Extend, and that's what I'm going to talk about. But you know, the interesting thing is that the story is not mine, it's my daughter's. My 12-year-old came up one day and she's like, Mom, I'm really, really scared because I have like a runny nose and I feel like this thing in my chest that I might be getting some like a cold or something, or it might be coronavirus. I don't know. I'm super scared. And I told her, you know what? Let's just go ahead and take 2 of these Extend pills, and then you tell me tomorrow how you feel. So she went to bed after taking the pills, and then the next day she woke up, no runny nose, no chest pain, nothing. And she was absolutely thrilled. So the next couple of days she took the 4 pills. And the thing is that I was so excited to see the immediate effect that Extend had in my kid by stopping this, maybe light cold that she was starting to get. But it was just amazing. So, being the times in which we're living, which everybody is afraid, I think this is like a great way to see the effect and the immediate effect that Extend has on our system. So starting from that day on, and it's been like 4 months now, my 12-year-old is an absolute fan of Extend. She has not felt a single moment sick again, and she's absolutely thrilled.
Absolutely love that. And I have that same feeling when we're doing something for our kids. And there's so many kids out there with so many different issues. So I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go on to Peg. I'll let you be next.
Good morning, Carla. So happy to be here and see all these wonderful faces in the stories. Thank you for asking me. My story has to do with headaches. I've had headaches all my life. In fact, at one point I was seeing a neurologist to make sure there was nothing really wrong. But it focuses mostly on whenever I get in altitude, I get very, very bad headaches. In fact, whenever we go skiing as a family, we'd have to lay low for a couple of days before I could get rid of my, pretty close to migraines. And when I would go into mission trips in Peru, the last time I went up there, I actually was down for a good 3/4 of a day because the headaches were so bad. even if I took, there's pills you can take to get you ready for altitude, it doesn't work. Well, my husband and I went to Colorado in November for a month. And it was a day or two before we realized neither one of us had a headache. Neither one of us even had a tinge of anything. And I thought, boy, that's strange. This has happened all my life. And then it dawned on me. I started Zinzino in July, and it had to be that. It had to be the balance oil for both of us. And I was just so excited and so blessed because I thought, oh, now I can go to places. I can go to mission trips and they won't get sick. And it was really, really thrilling. So thank you.
Oh, I love that. And that's another thing that really improves your quality of life, huh? Oh, I think we ended up muting you. I can see she's nodding instead. Okay, fantastic. Well, love that. Well, why don't we quick and check and see if we do have Tanya ready. Tanya, are you able to unmute?
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Fantastic. Hi, dear.
Hi. Well, good morning, everybody. I've been a consumer for Cincino for a few years now, and I really have a special bond with Viva because these famous happy pills, they were the first Cincino product I ever tried, and I really ordered them, not for me, but for my husband because he's a musician, and he had had insomnia for more than 20 years because of his work. So the first time Viva arrived to our home and he tried them, he really could sleep around 7-8 hours like a baby. So he was really amazed, me too, because although I never thought I had sleeping issues, when I tried Viva, I could really felt the difference between really resting and just trying to sleep, no? So I truly rest. My days began much more easier and with a lot of energy. And also they were amazing for me because I'm in the menopause stage of my life. So all the hot flashes disappear. So I really, really love them. There are like, we said here, like a basic stuff, basic groceries for our home. So we really love them. So thank you, Cincino. Thank you, Carla.
Oh, I love that, Tanya. You know, I had a gal where I got called up here not too long ago and they said, we're running out of Viva and they're on back order. Yeah. Do you have a stash?
Yeah, just like that.
And yeah, you really need to have it. You know, it really makes that much difference for so many people. Yeah, you just need it, don't you, Tanya? Fantastic. Okay, well, let me just see. I have one more story and I wasn't quite sure if she is on. Let me just check. Amber, are you on here? And if so, let's see if we can unmute you. And it might be that we don't see your name. Amber. Okay. I was thinking maybe we'll have to have one product story later if we're not getting that on. But, you know, Art, aren't these stories like, isn't that what just gives us so much energy? I'll let Art come on. See if we have him here. Oh, well, we'll find him. Anyway, I know
All
that.
Right, there we go.
There we go.
I don't have the controls to unmute myself yet, so my apologies. Now, those stories are amazing. And what's so amazing was if we had Dr. Paul Clayton here, many of you know Dr. Paul Clayton. I mean, he's, 70 years old or a little bit over, I think. And you look at him and you go, just no way, right? But if he was on the call here, he could say, well, in Diane's case, when she had that toe situation with the swollen toe, and then she took the balance oil, and then one day her shoe just fell off, here's why, right? He would be able to explain the why. Or, when Carol all of a sudden went from living with pain and then it was reduced, here's why that happened, right? Or when Lucy moved to Las Vegas and then all of a sudden she had this rosacea flare-ups and couldn't get rid of it. And then she started to take the balance oil and the skin serum. And here's probably why it helped, right? But we don't need to know all that why. We don't need to know why, Randy in Idaho and his wife, they were living in just hard times. And then somebody from Europe introduced them to the products and they made a big difference. Like we would all agree that that's a significant difference in their lives. And Dr. Paul could explain why. He would say, here's why that's happened for them. Or, Sylvia with the xenobiotic out in El Paso, Texas. Here's, how long is Sylvia going to take xenobiotic? For the rest of her life, right? I mean, why would you live with that without, taking xenobiotic? It's so easy. You just mix it up and put in water, done. Or we hear the stories with the children, right? Here's what happened to my 12-year-old, said Aurora, or Peg with the headaches. Here I wanted to travel. I wanted to go on mission trips. And I was hesitant to go on mission trips because if they were at altitude, I couldn't participate for the first couple of days because I would have headaches and not be able to be with everybody. And then all of a sudden I'd start taking these products and then I noticed that didn't happen to me. That's never happened to me in my entire life.
Yeah,
and Dr. Paul would be able to explain that. And then, Tanya with her Viva Happy Pills, right? I mean, what a story to say. My husband, he's been working and he's just, he couldn't sleep because he's a musician. And then all of a sudden he takes these pills and he's able to sleep. I mean, what a difference that makes. She even says Viva is like a basic grocery item for us. So if Viva is a basic grocery item for Tanya, you think maybe she's going to take it for life. Yes, like why would you live without the happy pill, right? It doesn't make any sense. And so these stories are incredible and there are scientific explanations for all of them, right? But we don't need to know all of those. We just need to know how to tell the story. And every once in a while, Dr. Paul's going to be on a Zoom. Carla's going to invite everybody to the Zoom call, and Dr. Paul is going to explain some of this stuff on why does we having all these different types of results, right? But certainly one of the greatest things is, again, look, I'm telling you right now, this is like so amazing. Like if I was going to take this, here we go, water, shot glass, I'm pouring the oil in there. This is my second shot of the day because I'm determined to get to 1-to-1. If I were to do this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago without a shot glass, I wouldn't be doing this on Zoom. No, because you all would be able to see my face, but totally perfect, awesome, smiling, unbelievable, right? So I'm so excited. I'm going to be drinking so much oil and everybody's going to be drinking so much oil and volume's going to be going up and stories are going to be going up and results are going to be going up. And that's what we do here, right? We're about impacting people's lives. So listen to those stories. And then when you're hesitant, like Marco said, hey, I committed to telling the story to 7 people this week. I've only did 5. Go share the story to 2 more people, right? Because maybe one of those 2 people is Randy or Lucy or Carol or Diane, and it's going to make a huge impact in their life, right? That's the key. So Carla, I'm super excited. I'm going to throw it back to you. I could keep going on forever, but yes, 2021 is going to be about getting a lot of customers for all of us.
Well, if we're talking customers, Art, then we have the best speaker for it next because she has over 1,000 products being shipped out to subscribe and save customers. She has a passion for Zinzino that you don't see very often. And she's building a crazy great team, both, speaking English and Spanish when Carla is slaughtering it. But let's bring her on here. She's Royal Crown. Julieta, welcome to be on here. Love you, dear.
Love you, Carlita. I'm so happy. Thank you, Carla, as usual, for all you do. I've told you in private, but I want to tell everybody how much I really, truly appreciate your leadership, your friendship. Every time we talk, it looks like we talk longer and longer. And I think we love each other more and more. I can't wait to go and hug you, dear.
I know. We're looking forward to when it's not quarantine anymore.
I know. I get goosebumps because one thing that I think it's one of the most amazing things in this industry is the bonding, the friendship, the teams becoming one team. And there you have no idea how magic that is in a company. in an industry. So you can be sure that Carla and I are really working together, bonding together, and we're just one big team. So that's great. And then under the leadership of Mr. Arjanak, like I said, I don't know how many of you exactly know what the name Arjanak means, but for me, it means a lot. And I want to be real quick on telling you this. As I heard Marco Pasanante, I was trying to hear what we've done, you know, and in the trajectory that Marco and I have taken over the years. Sometime when you are on these calls, I want to tell you what happened to me. I see the people with the big ranks, with the big check, and I see them so far away. It's like that's never going to happen to me. I barely have 25 customers. I barely make $300 a month. How am I going to get 1,000+ customers? How am I going to have Marco's rank in his check? And I tell you something, that was me. And guess what? Now I'm at the level of Marco. I mean, I don't have his rank. I'm not saying I'm like him, but we can talk, and I'm sure that we have the same check at least one month in our career. So that's amazing, and that's exciting, and that's motivating. And well, like he said, and like Art said, we're always growing. We're always going to the next step. So this is what I want to share with you. I want to share my screen. And God, I need my glasses now. Okay, so there's one thing that I really like. Okay, I'm not very good at this, but okay. Can you see this slide?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, it's in Spanish. And I'm going to tell you what it is. You have to learn Spanish because there's so many Spanish speaking people in this country that you have to learn Spanish. You're going to have at least one people speaking Spanish in your team. Meta, enfoque, acción. That's exactly what we're all talking about. Marcos and Art and Carla. It's having a goal, focusing on your goal, and taking action. Okay? That's my favorite phrase in this industry. That's what I've been telling my teams for so many years. Meta, enfoque, acción. Meta, enfoque, acción. So you get a goal, you get to focus, and you get to take action. Now, some people are going to think, okay, same thing. It's going to the same thing. Yeah, we have to go back to the basics. We have to start checking what we're doing, because whatever we're doing, like Marco said, it's all about practicing. It's all about doing the same thing over and over and over and over again until we get better and better and better. And when you are an athlete like Marco, it's just amazing, because let me tell you something, go look for athletes. They are so used to discipline. And like Marco said, repeating. It's not fun. I mean, and it's not fun. I remember myself going with my phone, talking like crazy, practicing the invitation. It's not just about just go ahead and do it. People think, oh, it's so easy. You invite people, you give a presentation, we have a PowerPoint, and then you call them how they're feeling. It's a lot more than that. You know, it takes a lot more than that. And that's why you have to practice. So first of all, let's talk about the goal. And I want you to all write it down right now. I'm doing a 90-day run with my team, and you are more than welcome to do it, because the first 90 days in the year, I mean, I'm a health coach. So what happens when in January, everybody goes to the gym, everybody wants to start eating healthy, everybody wants to start doing exercise, you know, and you're so motivated in the first days of January. Well, same thing with your business. Now it's the time to set your goals. Now it's the time to start doing these actions day by day by day, so that you get a discipline, because discipline, it's all about repeating. So that's what we have to do. So number one, write the goal. So let's practice for the next 90 days. Okay. I have how many new customers, and write them down, because it all starts with the customers. All my partners, seriously, all my personal partners, or at least 90% of them, started being my customers first. And then they became Zinzino lovers, and then they all want to share it, and they all want to make money because they were sharing it anyway. So you have written, I have how many new customers? You have to write it in present, okay? It's not the future, it's the present. I have 75 new customers. I work with how many old clients? That's what Marco was talking about, getting referrals. Okay, you get referrals from your customers, your happy customers, or people you just talked about the business. But write it down exactly how many old clients are you going to talk to get referrals for them. And now, if you have a happy customer and you call them and you get referrals because you're going to help him or her get their Zinzino for free, of course they're going to give you the referrals. So focus on the Zinzino for free. If you already have 25 customers and you talk to them, they love the product, and they want to refer you to 4 people who know that they need the product or they will take the product, and then you're helping them become Zinzino for free. If you do that with 25 people, you get 100 people zap in 1 month. So you go from 25 customers to 100 customers. You have 100 customers, you go to 400 customers. You have 400 customers, you go to 1,000, 1,200 customers. And that's how we do it. That's my secret, which is not a secret. But we got to focus on the best tool we have in Zinzino. Zinzino for free. Okay, everybody wants free product. Now, I earn, and how much money you want to earn every month. And set your goal. And like I repeat, you might think my check, Carla's check, Marco's check is just way too far for you. Well, it did feel like that at one point for Marco, for Carla, and for myself. One day we started making $20, $100, $300 a month, like everybody else. But guess what? We've worked and worked and practiced and took action, discipline. And now, after so many years, we have huge checks. We have amazing teams. We have trips and free product and free everything. And it's just amazing. And you can have it all that too. I promise you, every single one of you can have it, because you all been granted with some great, amazing things. Just practice, okay? And then we have, okay, now why am I not, okay. Focus, set a time, okay? Set a time. Like Marco said, you're reading 3 hours, you're reading 1 hour, but you're not doing any actions. You have to set the time. Okay, so I'm gonna work. I just ordered my desk, so I'm so excited because I'm finally gonna have my office. But now I'm gonna go into my office at home and work from 9 till 2 o'clock. 9 a.m. till 2 o'clock, I'm gonna be in there. I'll probably do exercise, maybe one day at 9 instead of 8, but that's my goal. That's my working time. Then I go out, I cook, we eat, and then I go back. Or maybe I won't go back sitting in the desk, working in the computer, but I got my phone and I work all day with my phone. You got to see my case. It's called, can you read it? Zinzino. Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, so I have this reminding me every single day, every single minute that I have a goal, I have a mission, I have a commitment with my team, with my customers, with every single people that believes in me and trust me. But I got to focus and set time, okay? So write it down. If you work in an office and you want to come work for me and you want to be my employee, you want to say, okay, Julieta, I want to make your check. I want to have your rank. I want to work with you, or I want to work for, okay, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I want you at 9 o'clock here every day, and you can't leave until 5, 6 p.m., right? Well, you decide how many hours and what time. Next, action. And this, I don't have to go through all in details because I don't have a lot of time, but I want to go on the first one, which is list. Get your list of guests, okay? Who are you going to invite? And think about this. Imagine that from day, it doesn't matter if you have been in Zinzino for 1 week, 1 year, 3 years, or 1 day, okay? all you have to do is make a list, because it's going to be the opening of your business, the inauguration of your business. So think about if you're opening a Mexican restaurant. We don't have COVID, we're not locked down, normal life. You are opening a Mexican restaurant. Who are you going to invite? Every single person you know. You're probably going to give out flyers around your neighborhood, around where the restaurant is. You're going to post it on social media. You're going to call all your friends. You're going to tell your friends to bring their friends. And you don't care if they have money to pay the check, if they like Mexican food, if they're available or not. Well, maybe I won't invite him because maybe the enchiladas, they'll probably get Moctezuma revenge and have diarrhea for a week. You don't care. You just go ahead and invite every single person. It's not your business whether they want to or not, whether they like Mexican food or not, whether they have other things to do or not. Same thing with this business. Just call everybody, talk to everybody, invite everybody. And I'm going to tell you what happened in my team. I have one lady, Lisa, and suddenly Lisa comes in my group and welcome Lisa, blah, blah, blah. And then Amaya says, oh my God, Lisa is my sister's best friend. And guess what? Lisa was not Amaya's partner. She was Maite's partner. And Amaya didn't invite her because she didn't have her on the list. It was her sister's best friend. I was like, oh my God. And what if Lisa is a Julieta or a Carla or a Marco and she becomes royal crown president? And Amaya is going to regret that for life. So don't stop. Don't wait. Invite every single person. Okay. So then the invitation, call your friends. And the best thing you can do is invite in the mirror. You know who? The most important person. Invite yourself. If you invited yourself in the mirror, would you join? Would you join you in your team? Would you buy you the products? Convince yourself first. That's the most important person. Go to the mirror today and invite that person in the mirror. Once that person in the mirror says, yes, I want to join you. Yes, I want your product. Yes, I want to team up with you. Yes, I want to work with you all the way to the top. Then you're ready, darling, to go all the way. But you got to practice and practice and practice and practice. And it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. It doesn't matter if you screw up. It doesn't matter, because eventually you're going to be just a badass. I don't know if that's a very bad word, but you got to do it. Okay. Presentation. You might not be doing the presentations yourselves because we have Zooms, but then I'm going to make sure that Marcus said 7 presentations a week. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to invite every single Zoom presentation, business presentation that's on Zoom. I'm going to have someone with me, so that I'm there like I am doing the presentation myself, because I need to listen to it over and over and over and over so that I'm ready to do whether it's a product presentation or a business presentation. Okay. And then training, you got to train your people. You got to do trainings. You got to be in the training. Don't ever think that you know enough. Never. There's always something we can learn. I've been in the industry for 20 years. Marco has too. And I'm sure like he and I, if we see art, I'm sure that we're going to be wide open to see what else we can learn from Art Janak. So don't ever stop training yourself and training others, and obviously follow up. So I can't go. Okay, there. And okay, what am I doing? How can I stop sharing?
I can help you out there, my darling. I can help you out.
There, okay.
For you. Fantastic.
Okay, well, anyway, so the last thing I want to do, if you give me 1 more minute, is I need to do it. I'm Mexican, okay? This is what we do. It's tequila shots, but this time we're gonna do it different. So I'm sorry I don't have a sombrero right now with me, but I gotta take the shot. So take this shot with me, pour it down. I take a lot. So it looks beautiful. Look, it's not tequila, but it looks beautiful. This is a joke, Art. This is a joke. I swear. Because my God, it's orange and lemon. Everybody at home has to take the shot. I'm gonna go with that. I have no problem. I really love the oil. I could take a cent. I've got so much product free because of my Zinzinos for free. I've got all my family on Zinzino for free. So I got tons of products free. So I can take whatever I want. But I usually take, I always take the balance oil and just change it. It's amazing. It's delicious. Thank you for that tip. So everybody go take a shot. Take the shot in the business. Take the shot in your life. Take the shot of Zinzino, and let's make this happen in 2021. Let's rock it. Skyrocket. Mexico, United States, all America.
Love
Thank
it.
you so much.
God. And Canada. Fantastic, Julieta. You know,
Canada.
It's so exciting to be building this big here in North America. And right now we're going to be moving into customer acquisition stories. Like Art said, we've got product stories. We're going to go to customer acquisition stories. But with all of your customers you have, what would be your 1-minute customer acquisition story about how, what would you say for your 1-minute story?
Oh my God. It's so hard, Carla, because some people think that I have so many customers because I'm a health coach. And yes, I'm a health coach. For the past 5 years, I've been doing this with social media and stuff. But I've always had a lot of customers in every single company that I've worked with. I've been one of the top customer recruiters, and that's because I'm a product of the product. It's not fake that I say I take this and I take 30 milliliters every day. I don't take 10. It's not fake that I take 6 extend every day. It's not fake that I use the Serum as if the cheapest cream in the world. You got to be product of the product when you really believe in your products, when you really love your products. Like Marcus said, you share it from your heart. You know you have something very powerful for other people. And once you really know what these amazing products do in everybody's health, it's automatic. It's just taking action, talking to everybody every single day. And then once they like it, just Zinzino for free. So
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Julieta, for your time on here. And we just love the inspiration that you give also. I love that. The secret of having all those customers, it's not a secret. So thank you, Julieta. So, when we were talking about how important these stories are, we're going to unmute Amber because she is now ready to be on, and we wanted to make sure we get
Carla,
story in there.
Carla, let me just hop in real quick. Amber, just hold on for 60 seconds, and then we're going to turn it over to you. First of all, Julieta, come on, everybody, give her a big clap. I mean, talk about belief, right? And can you just feel her conviction? A lot of times it's just about conviction. It's about, I'm going this way. I believe in these products. Why aren't you taking these products? Like, you can feel, she doesn't have to say, you're silly for not taking the products. You can just feel it from her. Like, why wouldn't you take the products, right? And I love what Julieta said. She says, most of them come in as customers, then they become Zinzino lovers. Julieta, I am giving you credit for that 3 times, and then I'm stealing it because the term Zinzino lovers, Tanya, I saw you posted that as well, Rubiera, in there, Zinzino lovers for life. Right, that could be a cool expression, right? That might be something exciting. And then they share, they get the Z for free, and many of them become partners. And there's so many nuggets in there. Convincing yourself, look in the mirror, look in the, look, if you have to, pull up your phone and just look in the phone and make it a selfie and convince yourself you're going to take these products. And then once you've convinced yourself, you can do it, you can share it with others. And so, yes, Julieta, we're all badasses, right? We're going to go ahead and make that an official word again. I don't think it's a bad word. Couple of questions. Hetal was asking about the 10 core commitments. Hetal, just go upline. There's a link that somebody can share you in your line of sponsorship for those 10 core commitments as well. And then Julieta, what you did is something that Griselle was putting in the comments here. And she said, hey, the taller and the narrower the shot glass, the less you taste the oil and the easier it goes down. So I was looking at your shot glass, and then I was looking at mine, and I was getting a little jealous about yours. I mean, yours is much nicer than mine. But
Because I'm Mexican, I'm gonna have to get you some Mexican shots, Art.
yes, we're gonna do that. So that's really exciting. I'm about to take my third shot here, but I'll do it a little bit later. I loved how Julieta did that on screen. So as you're watching this, you know, one of the things that you're going to remember without a doubt is what I'm remembering is I remember Julieta taking her shot glass, pouring it in, and for the first time, taking it and realizing that look in her face was just, wow, you can't even, you just taste it's basically like lemon water, right? Like citrus water. So do that, right? We have this amazing medium here where we can show products, right? Julieta's good at that. We can show the serum. We can take the shot on the screen. The more engaging we get with this medium of, you know, Zoom and FaceTime, the more people are going to be engaged as well with it. So as we move on here, oh, by the way, Monica also asked in the comments, what's the storytelling formula? Have you shared it yet? We haven't shared it yet. That's going to be at the end. We're going to save that to the end, okay? So at the end, you're going to give you a storytelling formula that everybody, brand new or been around for 600 days, can share. It's going to be so easy. You're going to love it. So as we go into these stories, Carla, these are stories about making an income from enrolling personal customers, not customers that are in your team. So if you were fortunate enough to enroll Julieta, then it wouldn't be her 1,000 customers that she's personally enrolled, right? It's your personal customers. And so, you know, I see Francois from Virginia here. Hi, Francois. He's been doing an amazing job at customers. You know, Jeff and Donna, I don't even know where they are. They're always in a different state. They're living the dream by having a passive income with Zinzino and just going from state to state to state. But everybody here, Arlo, you know, he's been great at creating personal customers. Amber's, you know, look at Amber. She's over there. She's in her car. She's multitasking, but she's still in here getting the notes, getting the information. Proud of you, Amber. Here's the thing about the customer acquisition. In North America, the more customers you acquire, the bigger your passive income can be just from customers. So just to summarize, if you get 25 products, any of these products, 25 Viva Pluses, 25 Balance Oils, any of these products, 25 products shipped to your subscribed and saved customers. So these are customers that are on auto ship, right? They've agreed to get the product every month because they've committed to their health, not once a day or once, you know, once in a while, they've committed to their health every month. So they get 25 products. It doesn't have to be 25 people. For those of you that are brand new, it's not 25 people, it's 25 products. It could be 8 people that each get 3 in their family household. That's almost 25. So when you do those, when you do that, when you help people get 25 products shipped to their homes, 25 products to your subscribe and save customers, you make about $350 a month, okay? And this is really important to remember. The 3 things you have to do to make $350 a month. 1, don't change, be yourself. Number 2, right? Find a few products you like and learn to recommend them to others. Very simple, right? You can hear it on these calls. It's easy for them to recommend once they like them. And then number 3, get 25 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers over time. Hey, Art, do I have to do that in 1 day? If you're super excited, do it in 1 day. Can I do it in 6 months? You can do it in 6 months. It's up to you how long you want to take, right? Do I have to have 25 people ordering products or 25 products shipped to the people that I have that are customers? Just 25 products. So you do those 3 things, you get 25 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers, and that's $350 a month. So when you do that in North America, Kevin and Diane, once they have 25, you know, products shipped to their subscribe and save customers, that makes them 18. As long as those customers continue to order, now it's January. Let's say they did that in January. In February, they get a check for $350. If those same customers order again in March, guess what? They get a check for $350. They did the work right 1 time, and they can get paid again and again and again and again and again for a long time if we take care of those customers. So it's really important to learn when we're talking to people and they say, how do I make money? Learn that story, right? If they want to make more, yesterday I was talking to some people that were, you know, very excited about building, and 350 was kind of exciting for them. But I said, what about $750? And they started getting really interested. And I said, here's the 3 steps. 1, don't change, be you. Number 2, find a few products you like. We have amazing products with Zinzino and recommend them to others. And number 3, get 50 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers. 50 products, that's it. And when you do that, however long it takes you, you make about $750 every single month. Now, I know many of you, that would be a big deal. And if you wanted to make about $2,000 every month, you get 100 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers, 100 products. And at first you might be not great at it, but over time you get better, right? So what would an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a month? It's about $1,900 for the 100 products because you get that $10,000 bonus in there. So let's say it's about $2,000 a month. If you knew you could get $2,000 every month, what would you do? And I can tell you this, if I had this available when I was in my 20s and Julie, my eldest daughter, was a baby and I had her, like, I didn't know, how to make ends meet. I had 3 part-time jobs. It was horrible. And if somebody had brought that to me, I would have literally gone and knocked door to door. I would have started going door to door. Hey, do you take Omegas? Do yours work? Maybe not. Try these. Do your Omegas? No, try these. And I wouldn't have cared how many no's I got until I got my 100 products shipped to my subscribe and save customers. It would have made a world of difference. Now, I'm not saying go knock door to door, right? You don't have to do that. But what are you willing to do to go top team, which is 100 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers, and start making an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a month every month? And these are the stories that we're now going to talk about. Carla's going to be sharing some stories of people that are on their journey to 25 to 50 to 100 or more. So Carla, now I'll go back to you. Sorry to jump in there, but I wanted to frame it so that we understand how important this is.
Absolutely. Yes, because it's such an incredible comp plan for just really seriously helping other people, getting all these stories. It's those stories that are amazing. So when people are taking that shot, how many people are you helping each month? So we're going to go back to Amber as she is ready here. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Carla. Thanks, Art, for that. That was a good reframe because I've been in my son's wrestling match, so I actually haven't been able to watch a lot of it. So yeah, that was a good reframe, and I really appreciate that. And Julieta, the badassery of it all, that's, I think, where our health care is going. And I'm in the wellness field. I had worked in a hospital in the past, and when you're around doctors who are just prescribing bandages, and all these medications, and you see them not working, and for me, I was having my own health challenges. So finding things that would actually work were something that was a real big passion of mine because I had a son growing up. And I didn't want him to be on this Band-Aid healthcare system that I happened to be a part of at the time. And I came across Zinzino, and prior to that, we had kind of learned a little bit about, hey, let's get healthy. Let's use supplements and omegas and different things like that. And when I was approached by Jeff and Donna, and they said, here, we'll take the test. Let's see if your oils actually work. And I understand the importance of them. So me and my son were doing it right. So we thought. We took the test, and my test, I believe, an 8.3, and which was not bad. And my son was a 6.2. So we weren't bad, but we were faithfully consuming other omegas that were on the market. And I know the research, in order to be protected, we have to be at the ratios that are out there, the 3-to-1, better yet, the 1-to-1. And so what I realized at that moment, and then after talking to Dr. Paul and understanding why the Zinzino oils they're the top of the line. He understands how to put a product together that's actually going to get in your body and go to work, so that you're not fooled by going and grabbing these supplements off the shelf that are not designed to get you to where you need to be protected. And so anyways, me and my son, we've used the Zinzino ever since that day that Jeff and Donna approached us, and we are in the 3-to-1. Actually, we're a little better than that. We haven't taken it recently, but what I noticed with my son is if he would break out in acne, he's an 18-year-old. With him, as soon as he would break out, if he would up his oils just a little bit, all his acne would go away. And what mother doesn't want for their child to have a great complexion so they don't have to hide in school? Because I did when I was younger. So I think it's helped my son with his confidence just to be able to keep his complexion looking amazing, his body very strong with the Extend and the Protect. We've not had any issues with COVID, and he's a wrestler. So you're in the face of these people every day, and we've not had any issues. And I know with 100% certainty that we are taking the right products in the right ratios, and that we are keeping our body healthy and strong with these products. So all the research is there. I've done the research personally, and I believe in the Zenzino products and the research of Dr. Paul and everyone else that goes into the company. And that's why I take them, and that's why I always recommend them. So,
Awesome.
Carla.
I love it. Oh, Amber, it just brings that confidence when you hear people that have that much about it. I can see so many people clapping on here just to hear the passion when people understand how important health is, especially when you are also a health professional and when you're a mom. That makes a difference. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
Hey, Carla,
Mhm.
this just wanted to just hop in, and I know Carla's like, all right, we're going to run out of time, but here's what I want everybody to take away is Amber just shared an incredible story, right? One, she's able to do the business in between time, right? She got in the car, she's got, her son is at a meet, or, amazing. She now we can all say, hey, I know this lady named Amber, and Amber, she doesn't want her son to be part of that Band-Aid system that she's experienced, because she's in the business of, nutrition and medical. So we all heard the story. We all heard her, the numbers went down. She was taking other products, but then she said, hey, don't get fooled by the off-the-shelf products. Like, right? That's a zinger right there. You got to write that down, and she said, don't get fooled by the off-the-shelf products. Like, I'm going to use that. That's a beautiful terminology. So boom, I wrote that down. See, I'm taking notes right here, just like everybody else should be. Don't be fooled by the off-the-shelf products. Then she talked about how her strong 18-year-old son, a wrestler. I mean, she could see how proud she is of him. She should be. It sounds like an amazing young man. But then she said, hey, sometimes when the acne comes in, and of course, by show of hands, we all went through that, right? In high school, most of us, we had acne show up. So now she shared something that's a common thing, that's either something that you, the person that you're talking to, is experiencing, or you're a parent and you have a child that's going through it. So you want them to not have to go through it. And then here was the line that I absolutely love. She said, I didn't want him to have to hide in school like I did. How many of you remember that, right? That was the magical line. And so if I'm sharing Amber's story, I'll say, hey, and she has her son, and she basically said, hey, sometimes he has acne kick in, and she didn't want to have him hide in school like she did. She had to. So she increases the balance oil, and it helps. Boom. Like, if you're talking to a parent that has, kids that are that age that have acne, how could they not want to try it? So this is how we take notes. We hear the story. We get on calls like this. We're so lucky to have Amber shared that. And now I have Amber's story that I can share. Right? So I have one more story that I can share with my prospects and with the people who I talk to. All right, Carla, back to you. Sorry to interrupt.
That's great. And it's really good to know what, when you hear all these stories, just to get how excited it is, and we can share them, because we're going to share story by story. And every time we're going to create a bigger business, it's just getting one more dose out there, or one more story, and inspiring the next person. So I hope everybody's ready for their next stories. Get your pen out and paper ready. So get this down. Okay, we're going to go over to our next story with Amy. Amy has been in the business. We love Amy, and she is already a team. Hey, Amy.
Hey there. Hi. Hi. Thanks for having me on. I'm so inspired by all these stories I've heard, honestly. So my story is, I am a nurse as well. I don't know how many of you are out there as nurses. And I just know that we don't get to the root cause often. in healthcare to what's causing the problems, just like Amber was saying. So for me, I know that wellness is very important, and I wanted to, but I wasn't really good at taking supplements all the time, to be honest. And I didn't know. So what, for me, it was the awareness of, so if the omega levels aren't right, then that can affect our cell wall membrane. Wow. So if we're in balance, then that means that we can absorb nutrients better and release toxins. Wow. And not everybody's in balance. Like 99% of the world isn't. And we're so unhealthy. What would it be like if people got in balance? I mean, it's just like this curiosity. What would it be for me? What would it be for you? I'm curious. So it's kind of a curiosity, honestly, that got me into it. And then wanting to see others, to see what their numbers were and to see what they were. So my first number was 22.7 to 1, and which was not good, right? Kind of embarrassing. I ate pretty well, but it was a good landmark to hear other people. It's like, I don't take supplements very well. I'm like, I know, I don't either. But you know what? Once you know what your number is, it's so motivating. Like now I take it every day because I know I need it. Whereas before it's like, do I need it? I don't know if I need it. I feel pretty good. So I just wouldn't. But it was the test-based product and having something that was evidence-based as a nurse, that was the game changer. It's like, I'm on this. And I want, if you can know those numbers, it's motivating to be consistent. And I heard Julieta speak one of my first calls that Art had, and she was so motivating. It was all about health and wanting to spread that. And so that being able to build upon the build. So I'm an A team now, but honestly, I want to go top team now. Now I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting referrals now that all these numbers are coming back, and we're now at the 4-month mark. So I'm starting to get second number 3.3. Oh yeah. So we're coming down. But I'm so excited to get to see what the results are going to be for my team, and then starting to get the referrals. So we are on the way up. I know it's going to happen. That's my story. I'm sticking with it.
I love it. Fantastic. Thank you so much. You can see everybody clapping in the background there. Thank you so much, Amy, for sharing your story. Okay, we will go to Marilyn. Marilyn, I know that you have been out there talking to a lot of people about these products and are now pro team. Marilyn.
Hi, everybody. So I also am a nurse. I'm a retired nurse, actually. And when I started on these products 10 months ago, I realized how much better I felt mentally and physically. And so I was so excited about that. I just wanted to share with everybody. I wanted everybody that I knew to get on the products because I felt so much better. So I joined my sister Trisha as a partner, and the other benefit that I'm receiving is the extra money. So I needed some expensive dental work done. I just dipped in my Cincino account when I got it done. Then I started having vision problems, and I dipped in my account and had both cataracts done. I mean, I'm really grateful. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is dip in my account and have a new kitchen. And I am really excited about that. But being a nurse, I really believe in the products, and personally and professionally, they help me so much. And I love sharing it with other people.
I love that. It was absolutely fantastic. See, when you hear about how much you can create per month, and as Art was saying, the pro team, and you're getting somewhere 6, 7, and I know she's got more than just 50 customers. So she is getting that income every month. So when you have a goal, you can say, okay, I need this. Let's dip into the Zinzino account, grab that, and pay this off. So I think when she does get that kitchen, we can post the pictures and saying, look at my kitchen. That's an exciting story. Thank you so much, Marilyn, for sharing. Such a good feeling. Okay, we're going to go to the next story with Michelle. Hi, Michelle. You are also pro team. That's exciting.
Yes, it's been very exciting. We take it slow and steady steps. I'm Michelle Marty, I'm Randy's wife. We live in Post Falls, Idaho, and we've been with the company since 2018. And we've just been slow and steady, but yet we've just shared the story. We've been able to, now that we're pro team, it's amazing what we can do. We've been able to help families that need help. We can just write them a check and help them out. And what we're doing with the money that we're doing is that we're saving a lot of it to go see our son-in-law and daughter-in-law in Washington, D.C. He's stationed over there on base. And so we're going to just be able to use that money for fun money, play money, and not have to worry about anything at all. This product has actually, we share it. It's brought my husband back. It's changed our lives. And we're just very excited to see what's the next step. We are 37 customer points away from top team. So we're almost there. We're climbing that hill and we're just excited.
I love that. Thank you so much, Michelle. I love the fact that not only has it been helping you with, you know, the products and what it's really done. You hear that from your husband, but you're saying, I got my husband back. And now income you're creating. This is a company where it's just win-win, right, Michelle?
It is win-win. I'm a business office manager for an assisted living home. I've been in the healthcare business for 10 years. And so people come across our path and we've just been able to share our story. And it's just like, we want to try the product. We want to know what's going on. I mean, I've had people come and say, we need what you have. And we just meet them at their need. We don't just sell them something off the shelf. We talk with them and we meet with them and we share with what will work. And we go from there.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, we love the stories. Let's go on to our next story. This is going to be, let's see, Marisol. I love hearing some stories. There's so many people I'm not sure. Hello, dear.
Hello, I'm Maria Sol Fernandez. I'm starting with Cincino. I'm very, very happy. I'm very proud also. I started consuming Cincino products because a very good friend of mine introduced them to me, Julieta. And well, she's an excellent leader. And well, I started with all my family with the products. We saw a very good change. And in September, I started with the business. I'm very happy with them. People are very happy also consuming all. It is not been hard because in COVID times, it's very hard. No, well, people are using the products, but it's very good for me to have some money. No? To earn money in COVID times, it's very difficult. No? So well, it's good for me and for my family. I'm saving this money because I have a lot of plans, and I'm gonna renew my kitchen. And I'm going to maybe buy a car for my daughter. So, well, I have now good plans and it's working very good. You know, the Cincino family, I love it. I'm a Cincino lover. I'm convinced of the product. People that are buying me or that are in my network now that are working with me, they are also very happy and convinced of the product. And it's very important to try them before you start with the business. It's very good business. It's a very how does it say? Julieta says it's a very novel company. I'm very proud to belong to Cincino, and I'm very happy. My family is also proud of me, and you know all the customers they ask for me for advice for which product. So it's good for me. It's good for my confidence, and I'm very happy to belong to Cincino.
Well, I love your story, and you can definitely feel your confidence too in both the products and the company.
Yes, because I'm a housewife, you know, and so all the time you have to be all the time with the kids, with the house, with, you know, you don't have time for you. Now my teens are growing. Now that's why I decided to start with a business because I have more time for me. So well, I can do it. And I'm very happy and I'm working very hard. I'm starting with my network and well, with my people working for me. And I'm very, very proud of that.
And actually, if I understand from your friend, our friend, Julieta here,
yes,
over 100 products being shipped to subscribe and save customers. So you're at that level that Art was explaining of having quite a good income for being at home.
Yes, and it's I started like in September, so it's also less than 5 months that I started. So, you know, when you're convinced of the product, you know, you can sell it easier, you know. In my family, my parents also, we improve health and we consume 5 products per person, no? You know, and it's, so I can explain everybody all the good things of each product. That's why it's very important to use them all so you can give a good advice or a good, well, so you can tell the truth to the people, the good things that Encino does to your life.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Now that's inspirational for me, because how many moms are at home so busy with their children, and then they can create this extra income working with their families. So we have one more, and she is also a mother of 3. Let's bring on Laura.
Hi, my name is Laura. I live in blistery, windy today, cold north central Minnesota. I have been with Zinzino for 2.5 years. And for the first, well, over 2 years, most of it, I received a hobby income because I treated my business as a hobby. Recently, I allowed my passion for the product, and with things going on in the world, I've created an urgency to tell people about this, because I feel that it's my job to let people know what they can do with their health. So I have a few to put in. I have, otherwise I've attained 114 subscriptions going out to my Subscribe and Save customers every month. And I don't know, I'm kind of a saver. So far, the only thing I've really spent my money on is investing back into my Zinzino business and investing into Zinzino stock, which has so far turned out to be the best decision I've ever made financially.
Love that. And, you know, when you're also at home, you know, as with your children, you're able to create that extra income, and you can actually do it right here online.
Yep, absolutely. It's great.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I do have one more story here, and let's unmute Cindy Salazar. You know, she also has been explaining this to so many people, that she is also what Art said was the top team. So Cindy, do we have you here? Make sure you're on. Okay, I did push the unmute, so just make sure, Cindy, you have your button unmuted also.
Hi.
There we go. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Carla. Hi, everyone. Well, yeah, I started with the balance oil like 3.5 years ago because I wanted to lose weight. And well, yes, it helped me. I was stuck and I was so thrilled about it, so happy that, well, I wanted to share it with the world. I didn't know about the business since last year. So I've been at the business only 1 year. I already have more than 126 personal customers. And it's because when you are so sure about the product, you're so happy with them, you want to share them with the world. So that's what I did. I went to the gym, I talked to people about it, my family, obviously, my neighbors. And well, now I'm growing my team. And it's funny, Julieta is always like, so funny that all your neighbors are in your team. And it's like the Encino block, well, the way it goes, but well, that's my story. And I'm so happy now with all the pandemic that's going on. I'm becoming the main source of income for my family. I have 3 daughters, and well, we're pulling it through. So we're happy about it too.
Oh, wow. Cindy, I love that. I don't know if you caught that, but it's almost like tear jerking for me that I am pulling us through being the main source of income by getting all these, you know, just by helping so many people. Cindy, you are definitely inspirational. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, everybody. Love Cincino. I'm a Cincino lover too.
We love it. And, you know, so being a Zinzino lover, I hope everybody's feeling that. We are definitely becoming more and more of these Zinzino lovers. Well, our next speaker is somebody who many of you have as an upline, but he has been seriously been in from the start. He's Danish. He's a good friend of our founder. And he has belief in this business because he's stuck it out for all this time, you know, when they were going through the beginning and getting everything changed. And not only that, he's invested so much in Zinzino. He has a lot of the stock, and I bet with that, he's also very happy. He also has one of the biggest teams, one of the fastest growing teams, and actually one of the absolute highest titles of Zinzino. So let's bring him on from Denmark, our elite president, Peter Sorensen. Hi, Peter.
Hi, everybody. I'm just coming into the call here and hearing about all those Zinzino lovers. I'm very happy for being on the other side of the pound. So, but I don't know what you talked about before.
I know
so,
you've been jumping.
no, that's
keeping busy.
I'm trying to be funny here. It's Danish humor, and it does not always work that well.
I'll make a sign. I'll do a sign here, Peter. So when you're doing, you know, humor.
When I say something funny, you make sure that now people should laugh. Okay. No, it's funny because hearing all those stories, I've been on the products for 7 years, and it's very easy. That's the problem with our good products, that you feel so well that you forget about what you had of problems earlier. So hearing all those stories, I was just thinking, oh, what was my story? What did I get out of it? And right now I'm in a bed with 3 guys, and we have to exercise every day for 6 weeks. And actually right now we are in week 2. And I know I for sure will go through all the weeks because I don't want to lose the bet, and we have some fun about it. And we also have to be careful with our diet and so on. So it's actually really cool. And before Zinzino, I always had this excuse because every time I was starting to run, I was running for maybe 2 or 3 times. And then my knees was hurting so much, so I had to stop. So the only problem with being in Zinzino is that we take away all your excuses. So be aware of that. So you don't have any excuses more when you get on these wonderful products. And I want all of you, we had just had guests, I had to kick them out because I promised Carla to be here with you guys, and I'm excited about that. And I want you all to have a big hairy goal for this year. And I'm looking on my spot here, and it actually says Presidents 2017. And probably not any of you know when I became president, but I actually became president in 19. And I dreamed about president because the former company I spent 4.5 years with, that was also the most coolest title, was president. So I've always dreamed about president, but it took me 13 years in Zinzino before I actually made it. And the fun part, the week I made president, I actually only were president for 1 week. Then I became elite president. And what I want to say about this is that I often hear people talk about they don't want to set goals because if I don't make it, I will be sad. And it's the totally wrong thinking. I mean, you want to put the goals you really want to have. I mean, it takes the same energy to go for a small dream for as going for a big dream. It's the same time you spend. I mean, we all have 24 hours a week, as a day, and 168 hours a week. So, I mean, why not take a big dream? I mean, I think that's totally okay, and don't worry about it. I mean, some goals come before you decide that they should come, and some goals come earlier, and it's totally okay. I mean, don't be scared about it, because if I didn't have my president goal, I mean, I would not have done that much that I did. So it pushes you and gets more of the good part out of you. So you get much further by having those goals. And I mean, I was two years late. I have one in my team who made president in 2 years. I mean, what happened? So, I mean, you don't have to wait that many years before you become president. And there is still some crazy share options to the first 10. I think it's about 5 spots left. It's 100,000 shares. I heard you just talked about Cincino shares. So I want you as a minimum to go after the top recruiter awards. And the first one is the lovely Mont Blanc pen. It's 15 partners, and this pen it's so expensive. So even though we could probably buy a lot, I would never buy it myself. But I mean, when I have it, I love it, and it just writes down the best contracts and the best presentations. The next one, getting your upgrade on the director trip, so you get a suite. And the last one with 50 partners is going to a crazy place, the most crazy exclusive Maldives, I would guess it will be, with Ern and Hilde. Everything paid for, and it will be amazing. And the problem with me is that I have missed that trip for 2 years. And even though I'm pretty good friends with Ern and Hilde, and I'm the second largest owner of this in this company, I was not invited. So I don't want to miss out. I mean, I want action. I want, right now I have 140,000 customers in my team. And out of those, I have 61,000 in balance. My goal this year is to have 200,000 customers in balance. I want to go to my next title, which is global president. I think actually it sounds a little bit cooler than elite president. And it's important that we celebrate every week, that we celebrate every month, that we celebrate on the way, because this is about the energy you have. When you build up this momentum in you, you need to have high energy all the time and gather your team, gather the people. That's what builds your business. It's not, even though we have the most cool presentations now, and thanks to Art, we have the most cool product packing, and now everything, it's first time after 15 years, everything is the same design and everything. I mean, before that, every time we got a new product, we got a new design. So I mean, everything is just top notch right now. You have it all, but if you don't have the momentum energy in you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't help. So I have some different tools I use. I mean, of course, we should use Zoom and we should use online and so on in these times, but I like the offline tools. So I have made this very, very simple. As you can see, I'm going for 50 partners. I made the first 4. I started this Tuesday for real. And I'm dreaming about a very fast airplane. I actually dreaming about airplanes, but this is the small one. I'm on it, and I like to put, I mean, do you know how much fun it's just to make this cross here every time you get a new partner? Then I have a goal of having 10 personal meetings a week. And I made this, pull tabs, from the supermarket. Normally it's because you want somebody to play piano or something like that. And then you take off 2, so it looks like it's very interesting to go to the piano lesson. So everybody's excited and they need to grab one before it's gone. So the pull tabs thing. I made it this way. So you can make a difference, and I have my goals here on the side, and then I say, I will. So I have 10 I will every week. I can take off every time I had a meeting. So it's very physically what I'm doing, and I can see it, and I'm having fun about it. It's on my door here in my office. Every time I walk out, I see, am I on track or am I not on track? I know you all know Art introduced this to our slide. It's amazing. I mean, use it every day. I have put a goal for these 50 partners that I'm only spending 7 hours 3 days a week, because I want everybody who has 168 hours, and I guess all of you on this call have it. If you really want to build this and make this your future, you can find 21 hours a week. So I want to do this in a time amount that everybody can do. And if you think you can do that, you can go for the 30 partners, you can go for the 15 partners. That's also totally okay. So I have this game plan, and I run in 90-day plans, and it's very simple what I need to do. And I also put in relaxed time. I have 1 hour of meditation every day, and I have this battle with my friends where we have to exercise, and we also have to eat the keto paleo diet, kind like of food. So I could lose some kilos here and look like a real Cincino partner. So this is really fun, and it's important that you make it fun. So your goals is exciting, and you get the energy to build this business, because it's all about your energy. And if you don't know if you should go for 15, 30, or 50 partners, because you're probably too much in your head, as most people are, then I'll give you a small tip, and I don't know if this is too way out for you guys, but if you like it, super. If you don't like it, forget what I'm saying. But I'm using kinesiology. You know that? Have you heard about that? Most of Cincino partners is alternative people, so you probably heard about that. So I would write on one paper 15, then 30, and then 50, and then you put it on the floor, and then you stand on it. You take them around so you don't know which is which. Then you stand on it, and you close your eyes, and you just feel, and you try not to think, and you can go to the 3 different pieces and feel what do you need, which one is the right one, and then see what your real you wants to go for, not your thinking, because your thinking is always messing it all up. You need to be in your good feelings. And another thing I want to mention here, because how do I get contact to that many people? And what I do is that I reach out to 8 people those 3 days I work. So I reach out to 8 people, and I actually also did the exercise because I was not sure what number I should go for, and it took the highest number I chose, which was 8. But so I reach out to 8 people those 3 days, every day. And this is very important. When I reach out to people, I do not invite. I ask about their family, I ask about their occupation, and I ask about their hobbies, what they like to do, what they dream about. So I want to find the motive. Why could this be interesting? Because the second I have the motive, it's like stealing candy from kids to get a meeting. So it's important to have this flow, so you have more people to pick from that you can manage. So that's my small system I do. And then yeah, I thought Carla said 1.5 hours, but it was only 15 minutes I have, so I don't have that much time left. But I really feel I could tell you so much, and I have so much energy that I wanted to give you guys. But I know you've been already over time, and I want you guys to be on schedule. But I mean, my story, not have any excuses anymore for exercise, and thousands of other good stories we have. I mean, that's the main goal. But I also think it's important that we have some fun and we celebrate, and it's okay. We get the right prosperity mindset, and that's also, if you should take regarding your plan, you can have the best plan, you can have the best ideas, but if you have messed up your prosperity mindset, then you have a problem. By the way, my favorite prosperity thing, I have it actually here. I take it out in my car once a year. It's the Prosperity album with Randy Gates. It's 6 CDs. Now you can of course buy it on MP3, but I want to save on my money, so I use my old CDs. So we all have our strange habit where we want to spend tons of money. I just served caviar for our guests, and then I want to save on but I have my CDs and I love them. They still work. But if you have problems generally with reaching your goal and believing that you can do, I believe you can do whatever you want. You just have to decide it and have the right feeling in your body, then you can go for it. So if you have issues like that, it could very easy be your prosperity mindset, and this one is the absolutely number one I would go for. And I mean, I've heard it hundreds of times myself, and it have worked out pretty well. I mean, I'm a top 200 wealthiest people in Denmark right now, and I'm planning within the next 3 to 5 years to be top 100. So I mean, this business can take you wherever you want. I mean, really believe that. So let's go out and make some good customer stories, one customer at a time, and be proud of it. Have the momentum, energy in you, and you can go all the way. So thank you very much, Zinzino lovers. I'm a little here, but have a nice event, and good luck. And I look forward to be able to travel to US and work with you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Peter. I am just giggling at all the things. I wanted to write half of these things down. I just love it. Peter, it's so inspiring to have you on here when you have what the top teams and 146,000 people taking the shot, both as a customer or as a partner, and just, you know, to feel that even when you have that top title or so many customers and partners, that you also, you know, have big goals and what you want to do. That's incredible. So thank you so much, Peter. That was incredible.
Thank you very much, Carla. And thank you very much, everybody, for everything you do. And I mean, it's your business. Can I say, can I get 30 more seconds? There is a story about Tivoli. It's an amusement park in Denmark. It's very famous. I don't know if you've heard about it, but they have a rule. It's called the Tivoli rule. So if every employee in that company, within 10 meters, if they walk around in the park, they are the CEO of Tivoli. So if a kid is crying, they help the kid. If there is some paper on the ground, they pick it up because they're the CEO of Tivoli. I think it's a very cool rule. We should definitely, all of us, have that in Zinzino. You are the CEO of your Zinzino. So no matter where you are the CEO. If you are at an event and somebody is looking like they can't find out where to go and help them, get them to the right people, give the energy, give the love to everybody, because you are the CEO in your Zinzino business. Okay, that was the last thing. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Peter. I should actually put it so we can say thank you to Peter. That was fantastic. Oh man, I mean, that is a story in itself, to have Peter Sorensen on and to feel his energy. That's incredible. Well, we have more stories, Art. Are we ready for some more stories? Now we're coming into the business stories, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, what a cool thing to have Peter Sorensen here on our Zoom call, sharing his insights. And, you know, he's down there in his basement because that's his happy place. That's where he has his cars. So he's collecting cars. And then he shows us this piece of paper with an airplane on it. So now he's going to start collecting airplanes, which I think is fantastic. And Peter's one of the neatest people I know. He's always, you know, seeking adventure, creating memories, customers and partners. Like I don't want that to just slip by. And Carla, you mentioned it again, but sometimes people think, well, is it just a little hobby business? Should I just go get 25 people to use the products? You can, and that's great. A-Team is amazing. But the beautiful thing about Zinzino is that it is scalable. You literally can start building a left team and a right team, and you start going and you start building, and you don't know where the next rock star is going to pop up. But the more people you have on your team, the more likely one of them will be inside your organization. We're seeing a lady out in Hong Kong right now. She's just blaring, you know, going through the pay plan like quickly. And it's incredible, right? It's just amazing to watch. And so, you know, 146,000, the income that comes with that, just in one word, Peter is one of the top 200 richest people in his country. And that came from building Zinzino, right? From being associated with Zinzino. And his goal is to now be top 100. So whatever the goal is to make, you know, and I love the stories that we've been hearing, right? I mean, I dipped into my Zinzino account so that I could go get cataract surgery, right? I mean, these are amazing stories that we're hearing, but it can start from stories like that, and then it can go as high as you want. And I think that, Carla, we haven't even scratched the scratch, right? Like we haven't even put a dent into what's possible in North America alone, let alone the globe, and how many people we can help. So what a great story that is to see, and the visuals that he uses still to motivate himself. Because some of you might think, well, if I had 146,000 people in my organization taking a shot every day, why would I need motivation? Because that's how we are as humans, right? So we always need to tap into that motivation. So now we're going to tap into some of the stories. We started with the high one, right? 146,000 people in the organization, top 200 richest person in his country, to these next stories here, which are the business building side stories. So to you, Carla.
Well, I'm excited. Like, a lot of these stories on here today are stories that I hadn't heard of. So I'm looking forward to the last of them here, business stories. So let's bring on Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin. Thanks for joining us. Hi.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure. Thanks, Carla. Thanks for everyone who's been sharing. I'm part of Anna's organization. Before I start, because I'm on a very brief time, I know, I really related with Marco's story because I'm a combat athlete involved in boxing and mixed martial arts. And to piggyback off something Art said, is I also believe we're all here for a purpose and we all have individual gifts. And I've always wanted to use my gifts to help others. And so my background is in kinesiology. I have a degree in that. I was a gym owner for 10 years until the COVID shut down my gym temporarily. But I was blessed by the opportunity to now redirect. What do I want to do with my life? I just recently married a beautiful woman. She's a doctor at Mount Sinai. And with COVID, I really wanted to know, how can we all increase our immune health? Because that, like someone else said, we've all been challenged to really look inward at our own health. And that led me into gut health. And then during that search, my former client, Christine, introduced me to the products. And once I looked into it, I was sold. I started this business because I believed in the products and I wanted to help others. And I really feel like you found the cure for cancer, which indirectly, I know we can only say certain things. It really does help so many chronic diseases. And it's just, I call it the gospel, which means good news. Like everyone has to know, everyone, this isn't just for people who are not healthy. And so I got involved in the business just off the products, but I realized how easy it is to make good income from it. And in most businesses, in order to be really successful and make lots of money, you normally have to compromise your integrity. But in this business, you're helping people make money by helping them help people with their health. And it's just so amazing that it just one feeds the other, and it's all done with integrity. And I know so many people like me whose careers were compromised by the pandemic. And what I love about this business is that it's pandemic proof. So you don't have to be worried about, oh, if I get started and then there's another wave of something that we didn't expect. You're able to do it no matter what happens. So lastly, I'll just finish with this. In the past, when I was younger, I was involved in 3 MLMs and I never really believed in the product. And people can tell when you're selling like snake oil, but this is just like, you just got to share the truth about what it does for your body. And like everyone's saying, you just tell the story and it speaks for itself. They see your heart. And so I'll wrap up with this. The plan to success in this business aligns with integrity, and integrity is to be whole and undivided. And when you're in this business, you get massive support from everyone, including your upline. And I can tell even on these meetings, we are a whole team, we're undivided. And so that's what I love about this business.
Wow, Ben, I absolutely love that. Just to hear your passion in it. I love that, you believe in the products. And I loved what you said about being pandemic proof. Mm-hmm. That's another one of those statements we want to use. I hope everybody wrote that down. But I think what we can feel is that you've definitely got a passion for Zinzino. Your story was absolutely inspiring. I'm looking forward to more stories from you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. So wow, these are really moving. So let's go on to our next story. Actually, let's see. I think it is Trisha in the next story. Trisha, are you ready?
Yeah, I am here. Hello. Well, when I
was introduced to Zinzino, I was retired. And you know, when I thought about retirement, I dreamed of travel, building our home in the country, and being available to my grandchildren. Unfortunately, my job ended before I was financially ready for it. And I think a lot of people probably relate to that right now. So I was looking for something, and Zinzino was the perfect fit. It added value, so something that I could believe in and really make a difference in people's lives. I like that. It gave me flexibility, so I could be grandma whenever, and an income so we can travel. And we have traveled, and we're going to do a lot more traveling in the future. But one of the exciting things on my goals that we accomplished this last year is that we were able to become totally debt-free. You know, I've heard Art say, debt-free is the new sexy, and it was because of Zinzino. My next goal is to qualify for that car bonus, and I'm getting close to that, and to save money for land and to build our home in the country. What I would like to tell people is don't give up. You can accomplish your goals if you don't give up. I heard someone say, just be here a year from now. And that's really where it's at.
Oh, I love that, Tricia. And I can also feel how excited you are in doing this. So exciting to hear that. Thank you for sharing, Tricia. And we're going to now go on to Bob. Bob, calling in from Florida.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
It's a lot colder up here than it is down there, Bob.
That's what I've been hearing, yes.
But I know that you got started a while ago, and actually throughout this last year, it has been a change or made a difference for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my wife, Lori, and I, we got started in Zinzino when they first came to the U.S. Quite a few years ago. So we've been doing this for quite a long time. And my business I currently have now, it's in the transportation business. So we do groups for weddings, bachelor parties, people go in the restaurants, different events, conventions, whatever. And March 17th, that all changed. I went from having a really great booming business and a great income overnight to zero income. And that's going on just about 10 months now. And I haven't made a dime in that business since then. And it's looking like it's going to be that way for a while in the area I live in right now. So with Zinzino, the residual income from the work we did back many years ago, it's really been nice now to have that. So I have something anyways.
That residual income, and that's what we can see from the customers and the group, and you have this different thing, but that has actually been quite the savior for you and Lori.
Absolutely, yeah. Because like I say, it's just that was my main business, and it was a booming business, and overnight it just changed. The income went from this to nothing.
Wow.
And it's just, and the residual, everyone knows about residual income, in this business here, about it, but until you really, it affects you in a way like that, you really understand what residual income is. You do the work a long time ago, and you're getting paid for it down the road. My shuttle business, I did the work for like 4 years, a lot of work, and then all of a sudden it was just gone.
Wow. I mean, and that is, not only for yourself, but now we can actually help so many people. That ties really well with what Ben was saying about being pandemic proof. So fantastic. Thank you, Bob, for sharing that story. It was touching.
Thanks for having me, Carla. Bye-bye.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta kind of get through all these because I do get emotional about them. It's quite, it's just exciting to hear what we're really doing with this company and with these products. Denise, you are next on our list. Thank you for joining. Denise.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
thank you for the opportunity to share also my story. I'm so happy to be part of the Cincino family. Last year also in February, I attended a lecture here in Florida with Dr. Paul Clayton. I think that was the last one because then we get hit with COVID and then we need to be home. So when he was talking about that these products can help with the Alzheimer's disease, which it got me engaged. You know, I'm like, okay, and we need to prove this because my mom is an Alzheimer's patient. I'm the caregiver for her. So I started the business in March. We go to quarantine, and then during that period of time, you know, we were just using the products and see what was happening on her and on me. And then, you know, I was always looking at these events, you know, teaching myself, attended the virtual annual event, and I got that energy. No, I need to do this as a business. You know, I was not doing anything. So finally, I started doing it, and then in September, I achieved the goal level. Then, like 2 days after, I got the executive the same month, and then now in January, I'm platinum. I'm currently working to get my diamond. So I'm really excited in all of what this business can do for you as a business. Like Ben mentioned, I'm so happy to have my upline always calling me and challenge me to do this. But the best is seeing the improvement in my mom. You know, like she's speaking more, she's repeating stuff that I'm telling her that never happened before in 7 years. Maybe I cry, but you know, Alzheimer people don't remember the now things, you know, and seeing her repeating stuff for you, answering to stuff is amazing. I'm now going to Puerto Rico, which I'm originally from, and I've already talked to my aunties and my uncles. They're all in the 70s. I'm like, guys, you need to take this. And I'm going there next month. And all of them are going to be, you know, in these products. And I'm going to see more testimonies. What I want to share with you is first, don't hesitate to do this business. It's good. Like, have you heard today? The testimonies of the products, they are so good. It's a good opportunity for people, for business. And my proof right now, my goal is to see in how much time I can achieve what it took me to build in my 23 years career in the corporate America. And so far, my goal is in 2 years, I will be earning what I was earning in 23 years. I'm cutting 21 years of work. But I know I'm going to be surprised myself, but at least that's my goal right now. So I'm very thankful for our meetings on Sundays and Mondays, for your these presentations on Saturday, for my upline, Anna and Ria. They are amazing. They are always inspiring us and believing in us. So I'm so happy to be part of the Cincino family.
Oh, Denise, you got me going. I'm like, I just was saying I didn't want to cry in here.
I'm sorry. It's so good to see her, you know, like improving that. There's no cure for Alzheimer's, and seeing that is amazing. You know, it's like, so we're still there. I when I first joined, my first test was 39.4. The second was 7.66, and my next one will be next month. So hopefully I'll be balanced by February.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. I mean, this is really what this company is about. Just to have your story is incredible. We have one last story here, and I can maybe dry my eyes in between. So Jeff, thanks for coming on here, Jeff. Oh, no, we need to make sure that you have your button unmuted. Oh, I think it's under Donna. We want to make sure. There we go. And you'll just have to unmute yourself. So I think it is unmuted from my side. Just going to make sure. See, now I get time to dry my eyes. Yep, I think it is on my side that it is unmuted. So not sure if you guys can get yourself unmuted there. Okay. I see you nodding. It's not working. Okay, let me see if I can ask, just because you guys are the last people, I'm going to make you co-host. That way, maybe you'll be able to do it now. All the technical changes.
There we go. Now we got it.
We
Well,
know
thanks,
how to work on, we're getting through all these technical things when you're on a live meeting. Jeff.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, Carla. My story won't bring tears to your eyes in an emotional way, but a happy way. Anyways, our story is, about 6 years ago, a good friend of mine, over a period of about 8 months, contacted me 3 or 4 times, and I kept putting them off. And then we agreed to finally get with them. And it taking the time to listen to a friend of mine was one of the best decisions I ever made. My wife and I, we were not looking for anything. That's why I kept putting them off. We were in a few direct sales businesses beforehand, and we swore we'd never do it again. But out of respect for a friend, I decided to take a look at it. You know what? And what really excited me about Zinzino, we thought we'd take a shot at it. One of the things is it was new to the United States. It was test-based, not guest-based. The business is transferable to your kids and grandkids. So no matter how big we build this, we can leave it to someone. And it's reoccurring income. I've always wanted reoccurring income. I've been in business for right now about 38 years. And every month got to just go out and get more business and new business and old business. So you have to, that's the only way I can reoccur is keep going, doing the work. But in Zinzino, you do it one time, like Art says, do it right one time, and you keep getting paid month after month after month. And the other thing was excited, it was on NASDAQ. I mean, that just tells a lot about a company when they're on NASDAQ, because I've read articles that they really have to go through a huge background check to become NASDAQ. So anyways, it's been a godsend for us. It's been able to help us retire about, well, we're not totally retired, we're working on it, but with the income we're making from Zinzino, it helped us retire about 3 years earlier. And about 1.5 years ago, we sold our home and sold our lake lot, and we went full-time RVing, and so we get to travel around the United States, and we get to talk to people about health and make new friends all over the place. So you know what? We're enjoying life, Carla. And to us, that's what it's all about. And everybody has heard all the stories. Oh my God, man, if that don't motivate you, I don't know what will. So you can make income for yourself and help others and change people's lives. So
Love that. That's what we're going to finish the stories on, is help people and change their lives and create that income. I love it. Thank you, Jeff, for joining in.
You bet.
Well, Art, you have to say, this has been an incredible time, just hearing all these stories, and it's emotional, starting out with Marco and, that passion there, and training us, of keep going, keep going, keep going. And hearing Julietta's taking action on things, getting Peter's energy about building this business and keeping those goals big, even at the top. And then each and every story that we've heard today. Art, it's been emotional. So I am actually going to be passing this back to you.
Well, thank you, Carla. And some really amazing stories. And here's what really gets me is I think that we're going to see so many new additional stories in 2021. Like, if we do a call like this, in January 2022, I think we're going to have so many stories to choose from, and all of them will have an element of emotion to them. And if there's something to take away today, is that understand that every person you talk to, maybe they're showing their best life on Instagram Maybe they're showing their best life, the highlights of their life on Facebook. But we're all going through something, right? Maybe like Denise, she's got a mom, and you know, that takes a toll. Maybe Ben says, hey, gosh, I was running the gym and now COVID temporarily closed it on me. I married a doctor from Sinai. I mean, what an amazing, you know, future he's got there. And I believe in integrity. I love what these products do. And he's ready to go share it with everybody, right? We heard so many stories today, and every one of them has an element of peopleness, of humanness, of caring. And if the world looks at us and we do the right thing at all times, and they say, hey, there's that group of crazy Zinzino lovers, and they just love on each other, and they just love helping other people, and they slow down enough to hear the story, you know, as Peter was talking about, just, you know, listen enough until you hear the why, and then see if you can connect the why with what we do here, and then welcome them in. I think, you know, before the pandemic, with all the social media, we were more connected than ever. But in some ways, we were more lonelier than ever, right? Like there was a sense of loneliness as well. And through the pandemic, maybe that's even increased, because how many of you really want to go hug more people right now? Like, right? I just want to go give hugs to people. And we've been limited from that. And the pandemic has taken away some of our memories, right? We've missed some birthday parties that maybe we should have been to, or some weddings are virtual and we would have been nice to have them in person. So the pandemic stole some of our memories, but we've created new ones. But the community is what people are going to be really attracted to. You know, this community, what we saw here today, you know, this is why we get up early in the morning. Sometimes Carla and I, we talk and we're like, hey, we've been up since 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. because we have to talk with Europe corporate and so forth. So take your shot. You know, Marco opened up with that. Take your shot. Well, I don't know what that shot looks like. We heard in the testimonies, I think one of the nice turns is, so I had decided to take my shot, right? Here's where I was. Here's what was happening in my life. Somebody told me about Zinzino, so I decided to take my shot. So one lesson I would say is incorporate that into your stories, right? There's a turning point in your story, and that turning point should say, so I decided to give it a shot. So I decided to take my shot. And if we can all work on that as part of our stories, then as we share 5, 10, 15 stories in a row, that consistent turn in the story will happen. And the prospect, the person listening to it will know, okay, here comes the turn. So what happened once they took their shot? Now, clearly take your shot. And yes, I'm going to take my third shot here, because I'm telling you right now, there is no way ever before the shot water thing that I would have been able to take 3 shots in one Zoom call. But here I go, right? A little bit of water, shoot it down. I don't have that beautiful shot glass that Julieta has, but I mean, unbelievable. Right? So I think 1-to-1 is on my horizon. So what I'd like to close with today is that it's very important for us to get the story part down, right? If there's 2 skills, there's many skills you can learn, but if there's 2 that you say, okay, if I have to learn 2, what are they for 2021? One of the skills is how to tell your story. Now you're going to have lots of stories. You're going to have your product stories. The important part of the story is say your name, say where you're from, because look at this, we're global here, right? So you might be calling in from Minnesota, Texas, Florida. So your name, where you're from, what you do for a living. This is very important. We heard it on this call, right? I run a gym, or I run, shuttle businesses, or I'm, a healthcare practitioner, or those are 3 important parts. So if you're taking notes, make sure you say your name, where you're from, and what you do for a living. Or if you're full-time in Zinzino, what you used to do for a living. So that immediately the people listening can say, hey, I know a nurse, or I know somebody that runs a small business, or I know somebody that's, runs a gym, and they can start to have that relatability point. So those are the beginnings of every one of your stories. On your product story, your testimonial, right? You just share what happened. Here's what I had before. Here's why I share other people's stories. I mean, hopefully you have, I literally have, look at all these, I've got more from today's call and story. Why do I have all those notes? Because I'm going to go through those notes and find those stories so that very quickly share other people's stories. The next story you're going to have is your personal customer acquisition story. Hey, I started in Zinzino. I became a Zinzino lover. I was a customer for a while. Then I decided to get my Zinzino for free, like Julieta says, Z for free, Z for free, Z for free, right? And at some point, some are going to say, I want more. I don't want just free products. I want to make money, right? And that's okay to say, I want to make money. So they say that you give them the short presentation, 25 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers, $350 a month. 50 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers, $750 a month. 100 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers, it's $1,500 a month, plus a $10,000 bonus. So all of you that are shooting for that, 100 customers, that top team rank, make sure you mention that to people. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get a $10,000 bonus. I promise you, that's going to get people's attention, right? It's paid $400 over a certain amount of months, but it takes that $1,500 that you're making off of those 100 products, and it makes it $1,900. So almost $2,000 a month, right? So your story there becomes, hey, here's my name, here's where I'm from, right? Here's what I do for a living, or I used to do for a living. I got on the products, I decided to share the products, and now I'm accumulating customers, right? So the more people I have that use the products, the bigger my income comes in. So with that income so far, here's what I'm doing, right? I'm dipped into it for cataract surgery. I'm dipping into it to get a quiet washing machine instead of a loud one. I'm going to buy an airplane if you're Peter Sorensen, right? You've got your story. And then just share that story. Just share it. And then on the income side, when it comes to team building, just learn the simple formula. There's 4 steps to diamond, okay? So everybody should have somewhere on your list, I want to be a diamond. Because I believe as we hit our goals as a company, we're going to have so many diamonds. I think we'll have diamonds, multiple diamonds in every single city in the United States and Canada. Many, many diamonds. And so why do you want to be a diamond? Well, number one, you make about $1,000 every Wednesday, right? So $1,000 a week. How many of you could say, hey, $1,000 a week, that could become useful, right? Especially if it comes in every week, no matter what. Then number 2, you earn about $1,500 in lifestyle bonuses. That's a $1,000 car bonus and a $500 the phone bonus. So it's about $1,500 in lifestyle bonuses. So that's 4,000 times 4 plus 1,500. That's over 5,000 a month. Well, 5,000 a month is a significant income. So that's diamond. Now, if you also on the way there became top team, that would be another $2,000 on top of that. So you're making about $7,000 to $8,000 a month if you're diamond and top team in North America. That's a lot of money, right? That can do a lot of things. So here's the formula for explaining how to get to diamond. There are 4 steps. Number 1, what would be the first step, right? So number 1 is get on Z for free, right? Get on the subscription, start your products. So commit to taking the product yourself. Step number 2 is pick a kit to join, right? We have to get an ID number for you so that when you refer other people, you get credit for referring those people and customers. So you need to get an ID number. How do you get an ID number? Pick a kit, right? And what we recommend is the refund kit, right? We have a refund kit program right now happening until the end of June, where if you join with the refund kit and you get 25 customers in 1 year, you get 100% refund on that kit. So it's pretty amazing. So 1, get on Z for free, get your products every month. 2, pick a kit, a joint kit, a partner kit. Number 3, get 25 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers. So that's what you do. Once you do that, you're qualified for the refund, right? If you do those first 3 steps, you can get a full refund on your joint kit. And then number 4, help 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Help 4 people earn an extra $400 a week from their growing Zinzino business. So we're going to go help 4 people earn an extra $400 a week from their growing Zinzino business, basically 4 executives, right? And when you do those 4 steps, you're a diamond. So if we keep it that simple in our minds, it's easy to share and it's easy to shoot for, right? It's easy to shoot for. And then crown is the other level that I like talking about. At the crown level, you earn an extra $3,000 a month. I mean, $3,000 a week, sorry, every week. Carla's like, no, Art, that's a week. She's completely right. It's $3,000 a week. You get the $1,500 in lifestyle bonuses, and you get to go on a world-class 5-star all-inclusive paid vacation once a year, the director trip. So if you're crowned for 5 years, you're going to go to 5 different places in the world with all these exciting, happy Zinzino lovers, all expenses paid. You get on the plane and everything else is taken care of, right? That's it. Arlo's smiling because he's remembering the director trips that he's on, right? Jeff and Donna, look at John, Donna's got that big smile. She's been to amazing places on the director trip. So you get a free vacation every year. Like what corporate America job does that for you? So that's direct, that's when you get to crown. And crown is 1, get it on Z for free, right? Get a join kit, partner kit, get involved in the business. 3, get 25 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers so you can get that kit refund. And then 4, help 4 people earn an extra $1,000 a week in Zinzino business, right? Help 4 people go diamond. And then you're crowned. Very easy to explain. So as we share our stories, and we'll do this more deeply on a future call, but you're going to have stories in your team that are the rags to riches stories, right? You're going to have the blue collar background story. You're going to have the homemaker story. You're going to have the small business owner story. You're going to have the college student story or the retired person story. You're going to have the never been in sales before story on your team. You're going to have the story of the scared person who's an introvert but became successful and became a diamond story. You're going to have the successful executive from corporate America story. You're going to have the skeptic who became a believer story. You're going to have the I used to be too cool for everything, and then I learned that was a stupid approach story, right? That was me. You're going to learn, I learned to be a coachable story. I did it and I way my way until I actually listened to some of this, tips that were shared by Carla and Julieta and Marco and everybody else. You're going to have the perseverance story, when a person just didn't give up and they got there eventually just by not giving up, right? We're going to have the amazing product story. I had such an amazing product story, I couldn't stop telling people about it. It wouldn't have been right. You're going to have the story that says, I didn't know how to do anything except put people on Zooms like this. But I kept putting people on Zooms like this until some of them started to take off. Like that could be their story. I know a friend of mine, 2 friends, they're brothers, and that's all they've done. Like they really only have one skill in the last 15 years. They know how to put butts in seats, but they are making an incredible living. And they're okay with that. They're the first ones to say that. We don't know any other skills, but we know how to put people in front of the people who know how to share the story. You may even have the story of, I got on the weekly calls with our team. I listened to the Go Core training, and now I have a big group because I worked on me story, right? So there's going to be a lot of stories that we have. And the more we share these stories, the more one of the stories is going to resonate with the person that's watching, right? So Carla, I'm going to share here a very simple formula for crafting your story, okay? So we heard some amazing stories here, but I want to give you a formula to craft your story regardless of if the person on your team is brand new or they've been in a while, because we also want to have a way to craft your story that duplicates. So where I'd like to start is I say, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will, right? We have to tell our story. We have to be able to go out there and say, here's my story. Don't let somebody else tell your story for you because it might not be the right story. And here's the formula for success inside direct selling, not necessarily for corporate America or running a gym or maybe other things, but for direct selling inside Zinzino, the formula for success is to get a large group of people, all right? You look at Peter Sorensen, he's got a large group of people to do a few simple things over a consistent period of time. Consistency is the key, right? So how do we get a large group of people to do it? Well, we have to build a business. Do we have to do complicated things? No, it's easy to take simple things like the 3 steps to becoming a team, right? I shared those. Those are as simple as you can get. But it's easy to say, hey, let me just make that into 6 steps. Well, you could, and it might be slightly better, but it won't duplicate, right? We're trying to get the minimum amount of steps we can. So we want a large group of people to do a few simple things over a consistent period of time. That's the key to the formula to success. So let me share with you a way to share your story in a way that fits into this formula, right? So the formula that we want to fit into is that a large group of people can do it. So anybody in your team can do it. It only takes a few steps. And it's something that people can do over and over again. So here's the formula for crafting your Zinzino story. Number one, who are you, right? My name is, I am from, right? That's it. My name is, and I'm from, where are you from? Number two, what's your background? What do you do? What do you do for a living? Who are you? You know? And then number three, what are the limitations of your current life that Zinzino can solve for you? You know, why did you join Zinzino? What's the thing that wasn't, working that you wanted to go fix by joining Zinzino, right? Who are you? What's your background? What are your current limitations? And how can Zinzino solve them? Here's the beautiful thing about this, is this story formula fits into the formula for success, because everybody can create a story based on this. They don't have to have an amazing product story. They don't have to have a big team. They can be no product story and share other people's product story. They can have no team. They can have A team, pro team, top team, doesn't matter. This could be their first day. It could be their 500th day in the business. They could be a silver, or they could be an ambassador. They could be an elite president, right? You could have an organization of no customers or 100,000 customers. You can still use this formula, okay? Because we all have a story to tell. And here's the beautiful part, is that we can craft a story for anybody and put it into a 30-second story, right? A 30-second story. And here's why. You want to have a 30-second story. Sometimes you only have 30 seconds with people. And then eventually you also want a 3-minute version. And then you might have a 10-minute version because you're sharing it from the stage and you've got a diamond story. Then you might even have a 40-minute version because you're an ambassador, right? And you've got a long story to share at one of the success events that we run. But initially we want to have a 30-second story no matter what. And the beauty of a 30-second story is that it only takes us 3 to 5 minutes to get 10 to 12 stories shared, right? So if you can get 10 or 12 short stories shared in a 3 to 5 minute period on a Zoom call or in a meeting, those 10 to 12 stories sometimes are the biggest thing that people remember. They're the stories. So we want to get good enough to share lots of stories so people have lots of different connection points. So here's the way we do it. We say, what's your name? We're just going to use Richard for an example. My name's Richard. My name's Carla. My name's Art, right? Richard. What's your background? I'm in information technology. A lot of people are doing that now, right? They're in tech. Certainly we can say, where are you from if we're doing a Zoom call? So if we're local, we don't have to say that. But if we're doing a Zoom call, where are you from? I'm from Houston, Texas, right? So right away, we've got maybe somebody in the audience knows somebody that's in IT, or they're in IT themselves. So there's a relatability point, right? Next question we ask, how long have you been doing what you do, right? In this case, IT. Oh, I've been in IT for 20-something years. Great. What do you dislike or even hate about what you do? And some people will say, well, one of the things I don't like is X. Perfect. And some people will say, I like what I do, right? It's pretty exciting. Doesn't matter what they say. We just want to go through these questions with them. Then you say, what do you like about Zinzino? And in Richard's case, he might say, hey, I don't think I'd ever be financially independent if I keep doing what I'm doing with IT. I love what I do. It's good income, but if I want to become actually financially independent and have freedom, I don't think I can do that just by doing this. And then we can say, okay, financial independence. You don't hate IT, but it doesn't give you the financial independence that you want. Is there anything else it doesn't give you, right? Let's talk with our partners and dig for the story. And they might say, hey, due to the position that I'm in, I don't really get to work with other people. I'm heads down with my computer and programming. So I don't get that rewarding feeling, look at that, I even have a typo there, feeling of helping others. And then we can say anything else. Tell us anything else. And they might say, hey, I can only work so many hours in a day, so I'm trading time for money, right? And just in those few questions, we've got the story. And here's what the story would sound like. It says, hey, my name is Richard. And again, if we're doing a Zoom, I'm from Houston, Texas, right? Let's make sure we add that in there. I've been working in the IT field for the last 20 years. I really like what I do. But what I don't like is I'm just trading time for money. I don't have any leverage. I can only work so many hours in a day. I can't help other people. I pretty much have to work by myself, and I don't see a way to get financially independent doing what I'm doing. So I joined Zinzino because I think that's the way for me to solve the problems. Thank you. Next testimonial, right? Hey, my name's Kathy. I just got out of college from law school, and I love being in law. But the thing is, I have to work with billable hours. I keep billing people for the work that I do, and that makes me a lot of money. I make $80,000 a year, but I'm getting tired of just doing billable hours. I need to have something that helps me get ahead financially as well. I need to have something that gives me an extra income every month, right? Carla, are you seeing the slides change? Or somebody just said the slides aren't changing. Yeah, okay. So we have one story after another. Here's what's neat about this story format is that, did we talk about Richard getting a certain rank in Zinzino? No, right? We don't have to say he's a diamond or not a diamond, silver or not a silver, president or not the president. So anybody can create the story. Did we talk about the money he's making? No, right? That means a brand new person can have the story, and Peter Sorensen can have a version of the story as well. Now, what Peter shared is also very important, but he can have a version of the story without having to say how much money he's making. Did we talk about how big his group is in Zinzino? No, didn't matter, right? So everybody can create the story, everybody, because none of these things matter when you're crafting this specific story. 30 seconds and we're done. And we could literally do this with every single person in Zinzino. Now, we're not going to do it today, but we could easily pick somebody from the audience and craft their story, right? And the key is that it duplicates in depth. So once your team member has their story, they can become more empowered. They can, what we call, cross the line a little bit more. They now have another tool in their Zinzino business building toolbox. And every time they share their story, it's going to build their confidence because it's rebuilding their dream. It's reminding them why they did Zinzino. Why did they choose Zinzino in the first place? And they're more likely to do calls, right? FaceTime calls, Zoom calls, FaceTime lives, to share their story on a virtual call and on a live meeting because they know it's only 30 seconds, right? Only 30-second story. And then here's the thing, is that we need to have every person on our team craft their story. So I would say even in the first week that they join, take the time to go help them craft their 30-second story. Don't assume they're going to do it themselves, right? They need some guidance. They're going to need a little bit of partnership to get it done. Write it down, and then practice it, fine tune it, and make it awesome. So here's the steps. Number one, craft the story, right? Take the time with a new partner, go through those questions and craft the story. Two, since it's only 30 seconds, write it down. It doesn't take a lot to write it down. It's only 2 to 3 paragraphs, right? Let's write it down, script it. Number three, practice it. As soon as it's written down, practice it with your sponsor, practice it with your friends, practice it with your family until it becomes easy to share. Then four, let's go out and use it to build a business. Let's go share it with your prospects and with your team members' prospects, right? So it's not just the prospects you're talking to, but the more of us that have a story, it's easy to call and say, hey, Carla, I've got Amy on the line here. She's looking at the Zinzino business. Could you quickly share your story? And Carla, boom, 30 seconds, her story's done, right? Thanks, Carla, appreciate that. I'm not taking a lot of Carla's time. She's sharing a story and we're getting more validation. And then teach it. You know, assist your team members in crafting their Zinzino story. And I can tell you that there were times when I was building the business in Maryland. We used to call it Money Making Maryland. And we might have 40 minutes for a presentation. So people come to the hotel, register, sit in the audience. And if we spent 35 of those 40 minutes on all the facts and 5 minutes on stories, we had a certain number of people sign up. But when we started to say, hey, let's spend 20 minutes on the presentation and then literally 20 minutes on stories, we had a much higher percentage of people sign up, like night and day. And in those 20 minutes, you could literally have 30 to 35 stories because they're only 35 seconds long, right? 40 seconds long. And it's one after another, after another, after another. Who I am, where I'm from, what I do for a living, and why I'm doing this, right? Who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing for why I'm doing this. Why was I frustrated? Here's what I'm doing. Boom, 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 boom. So if we can get 20, 30, 40 people sharing stories in a row, that's 20, 30, 40 people from different parts of the country. That's 20, 30, 40 people from different backgrounds. They can be nurses, they can be homemakers, they can be dads, they can be, you know, gym owners. You're going to see so many different backgrounds. That's 30, 40 people that are going to share why they may be frustrated in what they're doing. And that's 30, 40 people that are going to share why they're doing Zinzino. And when you have that much hitting your prospect, they're gonna some of it's gonna resonate with them, right? You don't know which part, but something in there is more likely to resonate. So if we get really good at this, craft the story, script the story, practice the story, share the story, teach the story, and continue to do that, then all of a sudden, we've got one of the most powerful tools in our toolbox. And that is to be able to, whenever we need to, immediately have 10 stories being shared, one after another, after another, after another. And when we do that, Carla, magic starts to happen. So I know some of you are thinking, Art, I couldn't take notes fast enough. I get it, but guess what? I'm going to put these slides and make them available in that one area, that one, website where we're putting all the cool stuff, where the 10 core commitments are and where the how to do the 3 steps are and all that. We're going to now put this there, how to craft your story. And then we can all practice with each other to do that. So take a shot, right? I've been taking 3 shots here. Take your shot, craft your story. Good at sharing the squad people that on the need to just say, hey guys, let's get together real quick. I've got a prospect. Can we all just our story, right? It's going to take us 5 stories and continue to get good in these impact to make out there. A lot of impact. Carla, thank you for putting this on. I know it's been a lot of work. Learn your story. Here's what I did. Here's who I am. Here's where I got frustrated. So I decided to take my shot. I started to take the product, or I joined the business, and here's why. That simple. We appreciate you all. I know we've gone a little bit over time here. Hopefully there's some great nuggets here. I certainly have pages and pages of notes. Carla, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can close it out.
What an amazing day today. I hope everybody realized how important these stories are and how to craft yours. So this is one way, if you have any ambition in building this business, this is one way to be getting the most momentum out of it. So one thing to be learning is to craft your story, and then we're going to script it, practice it, share it, and teach it. So I'm looking forward already to our next event here, where we're going to even have more stories on art and the new ones.
Perfect.
And so this is what it is all about. This is what we're doing. And this is why Zinzino is growing globally. And we're excited for the future. So thank you, each and every one of you who has been watching or are watching the replay. Thanks for your day today and all of your time. And I will put it on gallery view so we can all say goodbye to everybody. So good to see everybody. Have a great day. Oh, I was just going to unmute everybody. There we go. So have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take your shot.
Take the shot.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Art and Carla.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good day, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, Carla.
Bye, guys. Have a great day. Take your shot.